Hey, we haven't had that one for a while.
Oh, you're not gonna stream it?
No, because I'm on the boat still.
Oh, that's why your background is. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up.
Boat.
Oh, so you're on a boat with Rachel's family?
Yeah. If I turn my camera around, I'll show you where we are. Look.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, man.
What area are you? What part of England are you in?
Where's the camera? So we're on the Norfolk Broads, and we went up to like Great Yarmouth the other day, and now we're around one of the villages around here. But yeah, it's pretty nice, man.
Hey, that sounds great. Hey, Alec.
Hey.
What I'll do is I'll jump off and then like tell me if it keeps recording or not. And then I think as long as you don't stop the recording, then it will record to my Zoom account, and then I can just edit it down.
Okay. Wait, there's a place called California in Great Yarmouth.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's not far at all. Yeah.
That's another place America took and then just named it a state.
Yeah. Although to be fair, all of this is man-made, so maybe it was the other way around. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
possibly.
thinking another situation of like Birmingham. People might like go, "Oh, you're Birmingham." No, that's Birmingham. Same thing. No, Birmingham, Alabama. Oh.
Right, sweet. I'm gonna jump out, and then let me know if it keeps recording, and then as long as you don't stop the recording, then it should be on my account.
Okay, let me check. I'll keep an eye out.
Sweet. See you guys in a bit.
Yeah.
How do I leave? I'm not even sure how I leave.
Oh shit, Emmanuel's the host now.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
Well, everything is doomed now. I'll just keep singing "Make Spaghetti Fall from Out the Sky."
That's all right. I will let Rob know that it's still recording.
Oh, thanks. I forgot. Huh? I'm not happy with this pick, Alec.
You're not happy with this pick? I thought it'd be right up your street.
There's a reason. I mean, there's another reason why I never watched this in the end. And a reason why I was saying I think you was probably here when I said it to Rob, but
I think I had the tail end.
Oh, the reason why I forgot everything after he beat up the people in the hall and just remembered the end. Like I didn't want to remember.
It's fucking grim, isn't it?
Like it got halfway, and I said to Camilla, I was like, I'm sorry, I suggested to watch this together. I'm giving you the chance to like jump out now because it just gets worse. Like you're gonna hate this. And she's just like, cool. Watch it. It's definitely not her type of film. She's just watching it like with me. But I was just like, nah, I don't want you to have this kind of sour taste in your mouth.
I'm really excited to show her. I think she's gonna love it.
If she does, cool, great.
It's just gross.
Yeah, Camilla's not the type of person who would want to experience that or watch that. Like,
bless.
I mean, there's a lot of things I wouldn't show her, but this is one of those things. And not show her, would ask her like to watch with me.
I was gonna say, coming from you, that's mighty significant.
Like, I mean, she doesn't watch, say, a lot of things that are either extremely suspenseful, horror, or very gruesome. So just not the kind of, that kind of things. Let me mute myself in video. I'll just let me know when, and not let me know. I'll come back when people hear.
Yeah. I know. Oh, sorry. You can still hear me. Simon said he might be a bit late.
Okay, cool.
So. Yeah. Oh. I was just scratching my nose. You thought you saw something, but you didn't. See, scratching.
You remember Everybody Wants to Be a Cat? Everybody wants to be a cat.
Who could forget?
The only cat who knows where it's at.
It's a fucking
Everybody's
classic.
looking upon the feeling beat.
Ooh.
Because everything else is obsolete. Anyway. Classic.
Yeah, I remember that. What? That was random.
I'm a random kind of guy.
You are. The square with a horn makes you wish you weren't born every time he played. With a square in the act, you can set music back to the caveman days.
Hi.
Hi, John.
I have a question for you, Ben.
Hmm?
So I know you can definitely hear me like this, but if I keep talking, do you stop being able to hear me once I do this? Can you hear me now, or is that completely gone?
I can hear you just fine. There was no difference.
No difference?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, wow, cool. I'll
Hi,
just leave
Simon.
it on then. Hi, Simon.
You made it. Or not.
I can't tell if he's pretending to be frozen or what, because he's definitely still moving.
It's kind of like lagging in real time, if that makes sense. I can see your image moving now, but there's still no sound.
Hello.
I can hear you
Hi,
now.
Simon.
Hi,
All
Simon.
right. Okay. Okay. So I'm connected. Wait a second. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
I guess you're not using the mic.
So those headphones are useless then? Never mind.
It sounds like your computer mic.
I mean, to be fair, you have to select the audio source within Zoom, so it might just be that you didn't select it.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Then let me try again then. Give me a sec. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
There we are. There we are. That makes a lot more sense. Jesus Christ. Fucking ages. All right. So I currently see. Who do I see?
Nobody.
Hardly know.
Let's just do this then. Wait a second. Let's just adjust this. Okay, so we have we actually started yet? Are we recording yet?
No. I mean, we are recording, but we haven't started yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
because no one's really here.
Okay. So let's just talk
There we
some
go.
shit then.
I think people are turning up.
Really bad. Jesus Christ. I'm guessing that's Humphrey. Oh, it's no. Wait, who's really bad? Boy?
Progress.
Daniel,
What?
take the photo.
I don't want your fault.
I didn't finish through.
Dan, use the forks.
Use the fork.
No, it's your fault.
I know, but
I
I
got
should
two.
talk.
I got two.
Oh my god.
Where's Pat? Yeah, I've got him for picking this film.
Oh god.
This is one of those films, right?
Yeah, one of those films.
Mm. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's start by saying, hi everyone, welcome to the podcast.
Shut up, Simon.
And our
I'm
sponsors
just kidding.
today are
I'm just kidding.
Koppenberg.
I was going to say family.
Moretti.
Oh, I've got unknown piss liquid.
Nice. Oh wait, Pat said he's still floating, right?
That was Rob.
Oh, sorry.
I know Pat's a bit of a floater, but
Yeah, indeed he is.
Well, at least this time I didn't interrupt you with, please mind the gap.
But to be fair, you do keep confusing all the white people here, so that's kind of worse.
No.
What?
Oh wait, yeah, you just said that as Emmanuel popped up.
Look, I can hear you all the time, but I'm just like what's confusing who. But one thing before I go back on mute, Ben, I know you want my reference, but your name made me think of something else. Search up "Really Bad Boy," and I want to see if you. Oh, should I just tell him?
I don't know it, unless it's something stupidly obvious for me.
No, it won't be obvious for you.
Oh.
Just search it on YouTube, and I want to see what you come up with.
So search "Bad Boy" on YouTube.
Bad boy.
Boy.
It has to be really bad boy, Ben.
Yeah, boy. Okay.
Better not be some porno shit, the manual.
Red Velvet, "Really Bad Boy" comes up first. It's a Korean K-pop band.
It's just well, I don't think it's a good song, but it's very familiar.
I just sing it to him.
She sings it to us.
Oh, I see. That's why you know it. So it's something that she likes. Really
No, it's
bad.
just something that Camilla says to Emmanuel occasionally.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Really bad boy.
Really Bad Boys for Life. That's the 5th Bad Boys movie.
Haven't had the full one yet.
Christ almighty.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Imagine the next Bad Boys movie. It's just called Naughty Boys.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, that just reminds me of a scene from The Gentleman. Which I've now worked out it's probably only me and Ben that have seen it.
Yeah, I don't think no one will get that.
Oh, I've seen it.
And it also definitely sounds like a gay porno.
It very much isn't.
But you can't deny that the name out of context.
Well, The Gentleman.
Right, are we actually waiting for anyone else?
No.
Yeah, but don't need
Then
Rob.
lead us off, Pat.
Oh,
So-
sorry.
So
Oh.
I picked the film.
Hmm?
The film club.
What's up, Manny?
Is Rob not able to join today?
No, he's not coming.
No, he's on holiday.
On holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on a boat.
What's that?
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, so it took me a while to sort of land full time on this film. There was a few that are floating around, but I went with this sort of because not everyone had seen it. It was a safe bet. I was feeling a bit adventurous, to say the least.
Those are 3 conflicting statements.
But Oldboy is probably one of the few foreign language films that I'd have in like my top 50 films of all time. I've only seen it I'd seen it like 2 or 3 times, but like each time it sort of hit a chord with me. I
don't think you want to say this film hits a chord with you. You can say you like it, but I don't think you should say that.
It's relatable.
not in the time, not in the way that you'd probably think of it. Like,
I think with Oldboy, we've all been there, you know, at one point, haven't we? Just-
I mean,
Yeah, you know.
what sense, Alex? That's Jesus Christ.
it's harder than you'd think, you know,
when
avoiding this.
you know the kind of films that I enjoy the most,
Fair. Yeah.
like I'm not like
Okay.
not like some people in the group that need like the sort of deep meaningful stuff. I'm quite a simple boy.
Really?
So yeah,
I don't like your conversation started with this.
Yeah.
After
No, I
what-
get what you're saying, Pat.
this-
Like it's not the kind of movie that we would normally associate with you.
no, it's definitely the kind of movie you'd associate with me.
What? No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
100%.
100%. It's not.
The whole thing.
Associate with him then.
You were just
There's
saying
nothing
about how it
conventional
wasn't.
about this film.
Yeah, what the fuck? All right, anyway, Pat, I'll tell you what, Pat, you finish off your intro and we won't interrupt and then we can
Oh,
just
it's done
move
now.
on. Okay, cool, let's move on.
It's not the kind of film that I usually pick. That's why you'd expect me to pick it.
It's all right, Pat. I know you're not great with your words sometimes.
Thank you for that.
Okay, so short film intros. Who wants to go first?
Don't all jump at once.
Okay, I'll go. All right, since I mentioned it, I'll go first. It's the story is the
Bleak.
yes. The book is to describe Oldboy is like describing a car crash. It's very, you know what's going to happen, kind of, and like the results are going to be disgusting, but you can't help but watch it because you know what's going to happen and that the results are disgusting.
I think you do know what's going to happen.
Well, there's certain points that you can kind of tell, right? But like, okay, but we'll get into that. That's the best way I can describe Oldboy. That it's kind of gross, but you know what's going to happen, and you can't help but watch what's going to happen. Next person.
Yeah, it's kind of along that lines, but no, like the idea of you think it's going to get bad and then it completely goes even worse than you think. It's like because I couldn't really follow the film because it kind of, I don't know, it was a bit, I don't want to say disjointed, but when it got to the end and then he opens the box and I saw the book and I was like, no, you're not doing this. You're not going this way. And then I'm like, no, he's going to be fucking around, like, because he's such a bad person. He can't do something that evil. And I was going to say, like, in this chat, I'm going to say the bad guy in this film was probably the most evil person out of all the people that have been in the films we've watched, because holy fuck, doing that to someone because of he said something. Yeah, I was just I was thinking about it afterwards and I was just like, that's just, how could you do that to someone?
I just hope you've learned your lesson, Dan. Don't talk too much.
I mean, it is based on like the book, right? Like the not just the manga, but like the Count of Monte Cristo. So I guess you can talk about the story there. But sorry, I'm interrupting everyone else. Who else needs the introduction?
I mean, no, sorry, it doesn't have to be that formulaic. Like, if there's something to say during it, that's fine.
Yeah,
but yeah, like,
but
still go through people.
Like, okay, it's because in to show
yeah.
format, Oldboy is a fucked up revenge story. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, like it's like it's just the concept of idea of it's a revenge story, but it's the thing is it's revenge taken to the point of madness, and that's why it's a captivating story, because the sickening levels of revenge is almost unfathomable until, well, he does them, and well, no.
To be fair, I think madness is like the theme of the movie, because there's a lot of things you can look at and say, like, that doesn't make sense. Why would they do this? And then you go, oh, because they're crazy. That's why. Yeah, okay. And like it does sound like a sort of cop out in some stories, but with this, I think it works perfectly, because there's plenty of parts of each person's plan where you're like, but why would, like, that's a very like finicky thing to rely on to happen. And it's like, oh, but you don't care. You'll just do something else if it doesn't work out.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose seeing as no one else talking, I'll just go into my thing then.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the movie. Like, obviously, you know my thing of sometimes I hate if a plot point is too easy to work out too early on, because it kind of ruins the surprise. But with this, like, I didn't go, oh, it's his daughter, until like, I don't know, a minute or two before he actually opens the box. So it was fine. And I was just like, perfect, yeah, brilliant.
There's kind of, does he say that there's like clues and stuff? But yeah, it was definitely. I'm like, wait a minute, and then when he's got the box, I'm like, no, that's this is wrong.
Yeah, actually, I have a question for you guys.
Oh.
I'll leave the other question for the end, but I assume we're supposed to go under the impression that because this guy said that he was protecting her in secret from when she was 3 years old, and because we know that there's also hypnotism involved, that she's just been hypnotized to forget who she is, and like was never allowed to know who she was from a young age. Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense that when they were literally looking for his daughter and she found the information, was like, oh, should we call her?
I guess if she was like 3 at the time, then there
That's
wouldn't be
what I'm
like
saying. Like,
that
yeah,
much to forget.
yeah, like if she was completely removed, because obviously they're saying that she was taken on by like doctors or whatever. But if she was never told anything and then removed from that, then yeah, there's nothing to know.
I mean, like, she could have been told that both her parents got killed, and that's how she sort of lived her life. I don't think it really went too deep into that in the film. I don't know about the books itself.
Yeah, it didn't really need to be fair. It was one of those things that at the end I was like, I'm pretty sure that these are the two reasons why she wouldn't know, because she was too young and potentially because she was hypnotized. Like,
it's like the fact that he forgets that who the person is completely, and he basically says to him that because of him being in isolation for 15 years, he just completely forgets what happened in his past. And
oh no, that's if you're talking about forgetting about the guy's sister, that's not what he's saying. He was saying that he forgot because it didn't matter to him. It wasn't to do with the 15 years of imprisonment. It was the same way that you wouldn't remember some random thing you said from school because it wasn't an important moment for you. It wasn't a big event, so it just would have flown out your head.
I think it would be pretty important, pretty impactful if you saw what he saw.
I mean,
I wouldn't have thought you'd forget something like that.
I really wish.
I disagree.
I really wish I could watch your reactions to the box being open, because that that was what went through my head when I was rewatching it.
To be fair, sorry, go on, Manny.
Oh, sorry. What I would say to Dan is that he didn't know who the girl was. Yes, he remembers it, but his mind doesn't connect to, because he didn't know who she was, and he didn't know she was his sister. And it's only when he started connecting the dots, he was just like, "Oh wait, crap."
I see what you mean now.
Because they
that's the thing. I didn't kind of follow the film very well. I don't know. I think it's just me.
Yeah, and what jump was?
But it makes sense because it's the people. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because remember that, like Emmanuel said, like he didn't know that they were brother and sister. But to be honest, even if he did, I still think he would have forgotten because it was so long ago. Like it didn't mean anything to him personally. But yeah, he told someone who knew who they were, and that's how the rumors started, and then that's how the phantom pregnancy happened.
Yeah, and to what you were saying, John, I haven't read the book either, but from what I understood, just like people said before, she was kept out of the loop on purpose. Like adoptive parent or parents, whatnot, they did not like let her know the truth, so that she could, I guess, grow up. I guess it's just a more comfortable child life without thinking about thinking that about her parents, because.
Well, yeah, because she would have been told that her dad killed her mum.
Exactly. It's bad enough thinking both of them died, but then thinking that she would have then grown up with that vengeance herself, or maybe something else. But
yeah,
trauma. But yeah,
no, for sure.
So yeah, she wouldn't have linked it, because
But yeah, if it helps, Pat, I remember the exact moment that I went, "Oh, it's his daughter!" No, it was literally when the guy pokes his head out from behind his little. He's just put his cufflinks in, and then he's saying like, why do you think I kept you in prison for just 15 years? And I was like, no.
You do this.
It's fucked up.
It is, but you know, this whole film's fucked.
Mm.
And I loved every gruesome detail. That
Right.
probably says a lot about my character, to be fair.
It's a creative, fucked up vengeance story with so many creative fights and people dying in really weird ways.
No, you know what was the most fucked up thing? Is that
What?
to make a point, this guy's like, oh, even if I'm no more than a beast, I have the right to live, right? So he takes his fucking dog with him. And look, my canon is that dog survived because it didn't hit the car. And I'm just
Okay.
going to assume that he braced the dog and the dog got away because fuck that guy.
Oh, I was going to make the joke about the worst thing he did, not the whole vengeance against Dalsu, right? It's because he got the CD from the from the computer. He snaps it in half like some fucking disgusting animal. Then he kills someone. How can you snap a CD in half like that? Fucking what monster you are!
How else was he going to kill him? He didn't just have a knife on him.
Yeah, but like snapping a CD, what? Disgusting to snap a CD in half like that. What
And calling someone's sister a whore isn't disgusting, Simon.
Not as bad as snapping a CD in half. Just watching it. sorry.
Sticks and stones, you know.
Yeah, sticks and stones might break my bones, but a broken CD will kill me.
Yeah, will stab me in the throat.
Oh, fucking.
I did think that was kind of stupid of the, like, again, I don't think it's out of character for anyone involved, but I think it's very stupid that they didn't go, oh, we've removed all the bugs. He definitely knows all of my connections. Should probably do something about that. But anyway, Emmanuel has his hand up.
I was just forgetting the intro part. All I wanted to say was that as my introduction, it made me sad when I started to remember all the things I forgot about this film after the part in the hallway where he beats everyone up. And I was just like, this is another reason why I didn't watch this again. And I didn't want to watch this again. And I'm just like, oh man. And like I was saying to Alec already, we got halfway through the film and I was just like, I said to her, I was like, actually, I'm really sorry if it's your suggestion we watch this together. If like it's just gonna get worse. If you want to jump out now, you can. And she's like, yeah, I'm fine with that. All right, cool. I didn't want to leave that kind of sour taste in her mouth.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. It's there's definitely many moments where you're like,
yeah, this is definitely not her type of film. She's just watching it because of it. So yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, to be fair, the only two moments that made me like really sort of curl up and go, no, please stop, was the teeth and the tongue.
Yeah.
Everything else was like manageable, but the teeth and the tongue, I was like,
I agree. They're the most incredible.
as soon as the teeth thing came up, I was like, oh, Rob must have had a lovely time with this.
Does a lot of his movies have torture scenes in it?
No, as in like Rob hates anything remotely medical, or like he's like very squeamish with that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
anything with
even
the
though he
teeth
loves
or
horror
eyes.
movies,
fuck.
when it comes to very specific things, like, you know, having a tooth pulled out, talking about that kind of stuff, just talking about it makes him like cringe. So watching someone pull someone's teeth out with the nail end of a hammer.
Claw.
That was much.
Oh no, it was the tongue bit, because you hear it go hink.
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
you
no,
can hear the
no,
flesh.
no, don't do this. Oh,
Yeah, I actually really liked that entire scene because like after everything he's been through, you see like he's completely changed his character, the way he talks, the way he acts and everything. But in that moment, he goes back to exactly the way he's always been in the police station, when he was first put in the prison. He turns back into the same Daisu that he always was. Like he gets angry, he apologizes, he's like, I'll do anything. And yeah, I thought that was really clever.
Oh, actually, as a little tidbit to that particular scene in that police station was all improvised
It feels
by
like
the
it.
actor, because essentially, that scene you saw him was very clean shaven, right? Essentially, that was like one of the last scenes they filmed during the production, and they pretty much said, "Yeah, just do what you need to do, just just make something up, just do what you need to do, and you done with it." So he just improvised the whole scene with like the wings flapping and the Michael Jackson walk and the lying on the floor, all improvised. I thought, yeah, that's pretty great.
Yeah, to be fair, like it definitely feels improvised, but that's because that kind of thing honestly should be, because that's what being drunk is, really. Like being so drunk that you're out of control is basically just really weird improv.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where do we want to start then? Unless Dan, did you do your intro bits? Is that
Yeah, I kind of had a bit of a. I kind of followed on from, I think, Simon.
Okay, Ben.
It sucked.
All right then, Alec.
I'm joking. I'm just being.
Wait until your film comes. I might dislike it on a second viewing.
I definitely want to talk to Ben about how he felt about it, but I want to talk about that like in between, because
that's fine.
Like that's the most interesting part, to be honest.
Because technically, there's nothing wrong with this film. It is brilliantly written and acted and crafted, and I just personally didn't get on with it.
I mean, yeah,
But
that's fine.
I didn't realize it wasn't based on a manga, actually. So I'm very interested to see how it reads in that format first, because I think there's so much depth to it that obviously multiple viewings will enhance that measurably.
Yeah, I plan on reading
viewing,
the manga now if I can find it.
Yeah, the first viewing just didn't quite grasp me enough, and I feel I missed so much nuance, because there is so much nuance in this film, and I do appreciate that, but I just didn't get it personally.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Fair. Yeah, of course it does. Because it's the same as any movie. Like, just because it's technically good, even if you see everything tick the boxes that you would normally like, doesn't mean that you will like it.
Yeah, it's like what Rob said about The Girl with the Dragon 2. It was just uncomfortable to watch. He thinks everything's technically good about it. Everyone acts their socks off. The story is tight. It's just not very pleasant. And that's certainly what I feel about Oldboy.
I think that's why I kind of give the enjoyment score a lower mark. It's just because there's multiple. The actual context of the story is bad, but like the bits with, like, the two things I don't like in films is pulling teeth and fucking fingernails.
Fucking fingernails, yeah, I wouldn't like that either.
Oh,
fucking fingernails.
At least they didn't do anything with the eyes.
Oh yeah, only eyes as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I will never forget that scene from. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was the second RoboCop movie, but I'll never forget the scene at the start where this guy is like having an altercation with these hookers.
Absolutely.
And then they knock him down and stiletto right through his eye, because that stuck with me, because there's not many things I was squeamish about, but that was like no.
It is the second one, because
I thought so.
I watched it after I watched the first one recently.
Yeah. But yeah, Alec.
It's good.
Cool. Right. So no, go on. Seriously.
Yeah.
Don't have anything to add.
That's kind of all I got. It good and.
Bloody hell, Alec, you're quiet tonight.
Yeah. Don't know what it is.
It's because Rob's not here. He hasn't got his support boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's only got his anxiety boyfriend.
He gives me life.
So what happens?
Rob gives me my vitality, and he's not here, so I'm just pulling a pat this week. I'm gonna keep it to about like 10 words.
Rob gives Alec vitality. I siphon it, so normally it like levels out, but now he's just kind of like,
yeah. It's like that Alec and John are on the same page this week.
Okay, so Ouroboros there is. Okay.
What? No.
What is that? Is that not what you're doing?
It's the opposite.
I mean, no. That would suggest there's some kind of exchange.
You're not circle jerking each other. Is that what you just implied? No.
I don't give anything to Rob.
I wouldn't call Ouroboros and circle jerking the same thing. That is not the same concept. Just because it is a circle.
Well, it's a snake in a circle, right? You know, that's kind of the point,
right?
Right?
But it's literally a symbol of infinity. Like that's its purpose.
Okay, sure, why not?
Anyway,
Anyway, have we done
yeah.
favorite scenes yet?
No.
We've just finished the personal statements. So
Yeah, I think just talking about the movie in general, unless no one has anything specific to say.
If the movie was animated, like the manga was, Pat, would you have enjoyed it as much or not as much?
He definitely wouldn't have enjoyed it as much.
No, I think I'd prefer to read it more. I don't think any animation would have helped.
I don't know. I'm sorry. This is Pat's question. I'll shut up.
Yeah.
Like in the comic, like in the manga, sorry, it's obviously animated. So how would you have said you enjoyed it if it was in anime version? Oh, okay.
Who's this to?
Oh, no,
You.
Pat,
You
because
fucking know.
Oh, to me. Sorry, I thought you
Yeah.
were still talking to Ben. Sorry. I don't think it would have really mattered. Like I just enjoyed how the film was crafted. Like the story was great, the acting was great. Like so a lot of it was in the writing. If it was an animated thing, I think you probably would have had more outlandish sort of fight scenes. But you know,
Yeah,
I don't think whether it be in a live action film or an animated film really would have made any difference. It was just a fantastic piece of work.
I disagree that it wouldn't have made a difference really, but I do agree that they probably would have gone a bit harder on like both the action scenes and the sort of grotesque stuff because they can show more stuff if it's animated. Like they probably would have shown him actually ripping teeth out. They probably would have shown him actually cutting his tongue off, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think by him being a human person, like when he's fighting, it's a bit more.
Lord.
Yeah, because where he's actually fighting and he's not like peak performance fighter. He's quite laboured and he's slow and it's a bit more brutal. A bit like the way that Mad Max kind of fights.
Slow and laboured.
No, but I mean like it's a bit more like rough and ready.
that's a different phrase.
I don't know.
Yeah, because like he kind of is peak performance. Like he's been training for like 15 years, keeping himself in shape, image training. Like, yeah, he's not like an expert fighter by any means, but you've like the comparison between him and all the people he's fighting is they're all just thugs. They don't train, they just have weapons and numbers. That's how they get by. Whereas he's actually had that image training, which, you know, proved in an earlier scene actually helps. I think I get what you're trying to say, but yeah, like it's
when you kind of watched like martial arts films, it's like a performance. They're very like,
the choreography. That's because that's
where he's running around with a hammer, trying to smack someone in the head, and they're all kind of shambling around. And I think that's like not going to the favorite scene. That is probably my favorite scene.
Yes.
I mean, that's everyone's favorite scene usually.
Yeah. It's you want to say it's a bit more chaotic and a little less graceful. I think is what you're trying to say, Dan.
It's like an actual person fighting instead of a performer.
Yeah,
But it doesn't look like choreography. It looks natural.
Like the fact that the people are throwing their broken sticks at him.
yeah, like fuck you.
No.
And they're like, fuck off.
No, the best is definitely.
Sorry.
Sorry, I was about to say the best chaotic scene, which is not like graceful in any sense of any of it. Like the most human scene is him using that hammer against their toes. That's so childish, yet so perfect.
I wouldn't say childish. It's desperate.
It's so desperate. Okay, childish is probably the wrong word, but it's a very desperate sort of like human sort of like just hammer time. Toes.
Well, it's like the whole thing in like martial arts movies and in like action movies and stuff because everything's choreographed. Like nobody kicks anyone in the nuts. Nobody pokes someone in the eye, anything like that, because it's it's not part of the performance. Whereas like this, if he needed to, he'd have grabbed someone's nuts and like squeezed him and been like, move out the fucking way. Like,
Yeah.
Well, fight scene's so cool because like you see him sort of like hitting knees and just like really going for like just joints, and like he's trying to disable as quickly as possible and stuff. So
yeah,
you know they're all kicking the shit out of him. So he starts going for like feet as well, and it's like yeah, that you're one man against like 20 people. Like yeah, you're
do
gonna
what you got to do.
resort to stuff. But there was one detail I really liked. He has like calluses on his knuckles,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that
I did see that.
Yeah,
that's like
great.
consistent throughout the whole thing. Like he always
Yep.
has like little, and it's just one of those nice little visual touches that is always there, and it's like yeah, someone paid attention to this.
Yeah, because like you especially notice it in like, especially the second time round when you see the scene when they're talking about the hypnosis, but when Mido puts her hand on his, and you just see the calluses on his knuckles, and you're like, yep, those are there.
Also, what's cool about that scene is the fact that they didn't kind of go for like a choppy kind of looking down the hallway and it switches. They literally, it's the side-on scroller where he goes along the
Oh.
corridor, and you
Can I-
don't.
I
Really
mean
get
that's what they
sense.
wanted. It's like
Yeah,
it's one of the most famous scenes in cinema.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really cool.
it's
The
a-
fact that it moves.
Can I just say it was? I've been rewatching The Boys just lately, and we just watched one, and there's a fight between two characters, and my fucking god, there's probably about 70 cuts. Like that's not even an exaggeration. Like it was about fucking 70, and I was like, fucking Oldboy is so much fucking better. Like this is so much more impressive. Like that you've managed to possibly choreograph this. Like I'm not even sure if they did, but like it doesn't look like they did, and it's just this one continuous thing, and it's like that is so much more impressive than
Well, yeah, because if you've got like 70 cuts, as far as we're aware, that means that literally every time they cut, they stopped filming and like went, okay, now do this. Like, which isn't choreography. That's just like you might as well just do stop motion at that point.
yeah. It's like Taken 3 when they show Liam Neeson running up to a fence.
Oh,
And then
fucking
they
hell.
and then they cut about 4 times and he's over the fence, and I'm like, you didn't. Like, you very clearly did not get him over the fence. Like,
That is the problem with modern filmmaking and modernism, though, more than anything else. They're like, oh, we've got like 12 different takes. Let's see if we can make the most of every single take. And that's not the way it should be done. You just should use the best take and then stick with it.
well,
That's the money speaking.
the continuous shot that took like 3 days to rehearse and film, and it's like, man, you fucking gave a shit about that, and it really shows. It's
Yeah, because
fucking excellent sequence.
obviously you've got that scene in I think it's the first season, but in Daredevil where it's like a homage to that, and like that was fantastic as well. But yeah, it's not an easy thing to do by any means. And it like there's nothing wrong with cuts in fight scenes, but not fucking 70. Like, come on, you need to, and they also need to be well placed.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it when we were watching. I was just like, man, this is fucking gay. Like, why is this?
Yeah, it's a shame. It's like Michael Bay's really guilty of doing it. It's just like cut. It's like constant, and it's like it just takes you out of it. If you notice the editing, that's always a bad sign. The best editing is the stuff you never notice, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, because I think I've said that to you guys before. Like, obviously, you always know you're watching a movie, but when you are reminded you're watching a movie based on either acting or editing or production, something like that, that's bad.
Or
like,
to bring up Michael Bay again, the aspect ratio in the last Transformers movie that just changes like randomly.
Yeah.
In like action scenes, and I'm just like, fuck me, I don't know if I've ever noticed this in a film before. Like this
is the only idiot to do it. That's the problem.
If at the base of making a movie, you'd think like, yes, there should be consistency in a lot of things, but you would think at least in the fucking aspect ratio. Like, come on,
it's ridiculous. It just goes like from here to like wide to back. Oh
yeah, it's because it's like, oh, I'll use the IMAX camera.
Fucking shit.
Normal camera.
I'm glad I haven't seen that because that would piss me off. Because like there's
stick to one scene.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like there's some things, what's it called? Ludonarrative dissonance. Like it's, there's you can forgive certain things, even if they are like, mildly noticeable to you because of how you watch things or analyze things. But generally speaking, you want to when you start watching a movie, you want to be in that world, and you're taking part in it. Like you're not watching a movie. Like so when it's brought to your attention, it is just bad.
Because like there's stuff about like just something to be said for how this film is shot, and like there's just I don't know, there's just a lot being communicated just really efficiently, and like even just stuff like as soon as sort of like the early like the very first like little sequence and stuff, and he's like holding the guy's tie, and
Yeah.
and like he's like in shadow, and he's and you're going like, what the fuck is going on here? And then he's like, my name is, and then it cuts to him, and he's just like this fat drunk guy. And
yeah, and to be fair, you might not even make the connection it's the same person.
I think you're meant to, but like,
yeah, you definitely are.
You'd go like, hang on, what the how did this? How did this guy turn into this guy?
Turn into that?
But like, there's just so much. I don't know if it is as well if I've got like the appreciation of it, because I watched the fucking Spike Lee remake, and I was like, wow, this is you've taken so much longer to not convey information. Like, there's sorry, I'm gonna try and avoid talking about the remake, but like the bit in when he's in captivity, and Oldboy is he's watching like the like dancing girls, and they're like singing a number or something. They're not even like scantily clad or anything, but just the image of a female dancing. He's just like, man, and he's just fucking wanking, and it's just like, man, he must be like so starved. He's been in there so long. He is so starved of just any kind of interaction. He's willing to like he's like he's just wanking off at something that's not even fucking sexual. But then, like in the remake,
TV.
Yeah, in the remake, like his equivalent is just like wanking off to an aerobics video, and I'm like, it's
People
kind
do
of
that anyway.
Yeah, I'm like, she's in a leotard. Like it's already sexual. Like he could have been here. I don't know. He could have got imprisoned yesterday. For all I know. Like, what's the fucking point? And it's like, just the way it's shot in the original. You get like so much information, like just visually, but then yeah, they've just not picked up on it, or why it's important.
One thing I really liked was that they don't dwell on why the villain is like super rich. You get one comment at one point in the movie when someone's talking about his sister, and they say something like, oh yeah, apparently their parents are rich. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't need to go into any further detail, and they didn't. And I love that, because it's just like, this guy is a fucking like Lex Luthor, basically. He could do anything he wanted with the money he's obviously inherited, or, you know, grown once he inherited the company, whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's not important to the story.
All you need to know is that he is fucking ludicrously rich, and that's it.
Yeah.
He keeps people prisoner in a apartment block.
No,
he doesn't.
he
That's
hires
the-
people.
Yeah.
Did you watch the film?
I mean, he did say he didn't follow it.
Not to unearth this old meme again.
Oh my god!
I'd forgotten about that.
Was it between floors 6 and 7, right?
8 and 7. God, did
8
you
and
watch
7. Sorry, because I just remember, wasn't that part of like beating John Malkovich?
I think there was a when I was watching it on the Amazon thing, it said like it said like it's a reference to being John Malkovich, I think.
Yeah, because I remember reading that. I was like, I haven't watched. I can't remember watching being John Malkovich again. I can't remember that. I was like, oh well, yeah, because that's the whole point of the damn thing.
But I think it's in the manga, because I had a little flick through yesterday, because Johnny was moaning that it didn't follow the manga, and I was like, there's like 8 volumes of this. I kind of don't blame it for not following the manga.
So there's a reason that the term adaptation exists.
But yeah, I don't know very much about the manga. I didn't even know it existed until yesterday.
No, me neither. I'm planning on trying to read it. Well, if it's good, anyway.
Yeah, I after hearing y'all talk about it, I want to try and read it. Actually, no, no, I'm good. My mind forgets, like,
how bad it is.
Yeah, and I just remember. Oh
I was
yeah,
gonna say, are you sure you want to read a longer format version of Oldboy?
yeah, nah.
Well, the thing, like, at least. Sorry, I'm going to mention the remake again. At least, like, this one kind of makes sense, like, mechanically, because it's sort of like the whole reason, like, he meets up with Mido is because Woojin's hypnotized both of them, and like he's been hypnotizing them for years and years of their life. And it's like, why did he go to this restaurant? Because he's been hypnotized to go, like, want to go to this restaurant straight after escaping. And like, it's stuff like that. In the remake, no one's hypnotized. He doesn't hypnotize anybody. It's just like he chose like the family she grew up in, and it was like a dickhead mother, like loving father who like died unexpectedly, and she's like, yeah, you were, she was born to fall in love with you, and it was like, but like they met by like complete fucking accident, and it was just like, this is a shit plan. But like it's just one of those things like they've changed, and it just kind of makes me appreciate this one. And I'm like, because like I had problems where I was going like, man, why did you go to this fucking restaurant? And then there was like a line later where he was like, I hypnotized you to want to go to this restaurant after you escaped. And I was like, oh, thank you for that line of fucking dialogue to explain that. Thank you. That actually makes the movie better.
See, I must have missed the exact context of that because I just assumed that they let him out in a specific place because, you know, that's where he would likely go, and the hypnotism was about them falling in love. But that makes sense.
I was like, if he doesn't like show up in this fucking restaurant, this doesn't happen. But yeah, he's orchestrated the whole thing, and it's like, nice, very good.
To be fair, there's a lot of that in the movie. Like that's what I was saying earlier, where you can put it down to the craziness of the people involved. Is that there's a lot of it where you're like, but if he didn't do the exact thing you wanted, which you didn't hypnotize him to do, then like how would this have worked? And then I'm like, oh right, you're crazy. Yeah, okay, cool.
That's the thing. I was wondering if that was like a problem, because I was like, what if he got killed in the hallway scene? And I was like, then Woo Jin goes, well, if he solved it, then I was just going to kill myself anyway. So I guess that was just a waste of time and doesn't really matter now. And fuck it.
Yeah,
and it's like,
that's
well,
the thing. No matter how it works out, he's just doing this for enjoyment, like, and revenge. If it gets cut short, he's like, well, I guess my enjoyment's done. Dead.
Yeah.
I do love the lie, because even when it happened, when he has the scar on his chest, I'm like, okay, like the scar is clearly real, but I guarantee you that button is not. And I like, because that's another one of the crazy moments. It's like, well, what if he called his bluff and just killed him there? And it's like, well, the other guy would have killed him, and then whatever. Like, end result's the same. Anyway, sorry, I talked over Emmanuel, and then Simon had his hand up. So Emmanuel first.
Just wants to watch the world burn.
No, he just wants to watch Daisuba.
I know. I was just thinking about the Joker and the Fox.
I mean, yeah, he is a very sort of Joker-esque character when you think about it.
It's just, I just thought about what you were about saying. I was actually about to bring up that particular scene because he had the button right, but he had the scissors in his hand. And so it would have just been a very, I kind of knew that the button was a red herring anyways, but it's like, would the story have changed if he stabbed him in the neck with those scissors?
I mean, Simon, if you just chopped off your tongue, do you think you would be in any position to stand up and run after someone and stab them?
I guess, but it's the
like
story.
The amount of blood loss, the pain,
you've bitten your tongue before.
The amount of mental strain he's got going on, along with the blood loss and the physical pain. There's no way that guy's getting back up.
That's true. But I was able to find that fucking hypnotism woman again somehow. Because like I forgot about that lady for a good like section, because like she's introduced when she gets walked into the room and like hypnotizing him about the field of grass, right? But I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about her. Completely forgot about her. Where the fuck did she come back from? Why is she in a place that's full of snow? What? I feel like that part is a bit lost in translation, I guess. I don't know how to say.
I
Yeah,
feel
that-
like
No, I
a
think
time-
it's more. Oh, sorry. Go on, Manny.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I feel like there was a time skip,
Hmm.
and during that time, he did eventually find out. Just like with the people who used to hypnotism, there was different ways he could have found out, and he probably just tracked back to find out which hypnotist he would have used, because the hypnotist would have come to him in prison. So the
I
people.
mean, he already knows her name.
Okay, well, there you go. So.
He was given her name.
he's
Oh,
he's
he
very
was?
lucky he ran into that he's very lucky the guy with the dog happened to be killing himself on that apartment block though, and happened to say the bit about being a beast and being allowed to live and stuff. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's what
otherwise
went
she'd have been
over.
like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even his line.
I mean, technically speaking, it's a lot of it is chance, like him finding the actual dumpling with that piece of paper that said "Blue Dragon."
That's literally not chance. He systematically goes through all the ones of Blue
No,
Dragon
no,
with
no.
the name.
He's talking about when he's imprisoned.
Yeah, when he's in prison, he happened to see just by pure chance that the paper had
Oh, I
Blue
see what you're
Dragon
saying.
on it. Yeah, and I mean, it's also like by chance he happened to get that third chopstick with the third chopstick, like that
Well,
poor
to be
bastard
fair,
next to him. Yeah.
It's entirely possible that was on purpose.
Oh, yes.
Because don't forget, he was watching him the entire time, so he knew at all times that he was trying to dig his way out. And to be honest, when that scene where he gets to the rain, and then the gas starts coming in, I genuinely thought what he was going to do was keep his head out to avoid the gas, and then like attack them when they came back in. And then I realized that's not what he was doing, and then he got fucked.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Not that it would have worked, because the gas would have escaped through the hole and he still probably would have breathed it just as badly. And then would have just been found like going,
There's one question about that scene where they were before the torture of the hammer and the teeth. On those screens, there were other people being held captive, right?
Yeah, that's what he does. That's his whole business.
Okay, so I was just thinking, man, how many people have offended rich incest billionaires? It's like, I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, he's the only one who's been kept in there for 15 years. Like, they make a point of saying that they can keep them for a certain amount of time. And I think they say something along the lines of, if you decide to let them out within 6 months, is free, or something like that.
But yeah, he kind of says that as like part of his answer, like his sort of like stock kind of answer to like a phone call. He's just kind of like, do you have a lady who like needs to, I can't remember what it is, but it's like, is there a guy who's wronged you and you want to fucking like just ruin his life for a bit?
is there someone you don't want to kill, like you hate but you don't want to kill, something like that? And it's like, yeah, cool.
Oh,
so
so
that's their whole business. They just disappear people and just keep them in captivity for a bit.
So it's like answering just a fast food joint. It's like, welcome to McDonald's for a Big Mac. Oh, hey, welcome to so and so company. Just want to torture someone. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
that's literally
6
what
months?
it is.
Oh, fucking gross. Right. Okay.
I mean,
Gross.
unfortunately, I highly doubt that those places don't exist, especially in Asian countries.
Very, very slight tangent. Again, I'm going to bitch about the remake. Really, really nice about this one being set in Korea. Don't have access to guns in Korea, so it's really, really nice. You get to do your hand-to-hand combat sequences because there's no
without wondering why someone didn't just pull out a gun and go, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, remaking it in America, and you have the exact same setting, and everyone's got fucking sticks. You're like, this is fucking shit.
Yeah, but it was great. It was great because even that the one gun that's in the movie, like you can see that it was a big deal because one, it was all like wrapped up and covert and everything, and then also the fact that it was fucking tiny.
South Korea's no wait. Yeah, South Korea is so cool. North Korea is not cool at
Are
all.
you sure? Are you sure that you don't love North Korea?
I mean, South Korea's got some problems too, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I mean, yeah, it does, but you know,
Like zombies on the train.
everything's relative, and nobody's as bad as North Korea, apart from
Oh,
you know. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
Russia's getting there.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, South Korea. South Korea is a really of heart in your heart. Because South Korea's got soul.
Oh,
Yes, I just needed all of you to groan. That's all I needed.
fucking disgusting pun.
Yes.
Yeah, I
It
mean, to be
made me
fair,
combust at me
I-
arse.
don't blame Simon for that.
Oh
Yeah.
well, I am.
The only thing I would say is that when he talked about the kind of the school kind of stuff, like it made me think about how bullying over there is just on another level.
Oh yeah,
It's similar to America, but in a different way. Like, but worse in some ways. Like, yeah, kids might not bring guns to school. And
yeah, they bully people so much that they kill themselves.
yeah. But they won't start out like hitting, like they might hit you with a little fist, but they might not want to get their hands dirty. So they'll just get some brooms from the cleaning club and just beat you with some brooms and some hangers and some all whatsoever stuff. But then, like John said, they'll do that until you want to do that to yourself, or they'll do something so bad you basically can never get a good job for the rest of your life.
Yeah, because it sticks with you.
Yeah.
No pun intended on the sweeping.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's just on a different level. It's like, really? Anyway.
Do you mean a less drastic level?
What?
I wouldn't say less drastic level.
Less drastic than
like
mass school shootings.
Well, no, because that's different. Mass shootings and like kids with guns is different.
I
mean,
was like classic American take there, just going like some kids kill themselves through bullying, and I'm like, yeah. However,
so the thing is, like, obviously, normally you don't make correlations between fiction and real life, but if you ever read enough manga or watch enough anime, you see from there what the bullying's like in like a lot of Asian countries, and it's pretty accurate. Like you'll have people that like bully people so much, and then when they see them like come in, they're like, "Oh, have you not killed yourself yet?" Like they'll say shit like that to them, and it's pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah, because essentially it changes from shooting to axe murderers, and that's the thing that they show in anime and manga as well. Or just kitchen knife is probably enough as well.
Yeah. Like, you know, it's again the amount of manga I've read where like that's a premise either because the character actually dies and then like has someone else inhabit the body or whatever, or it's just someone going from that upwards eventually, or you know they turn evil because they've been bullied so much. They're such a kind-hearted person, but these other kids ruin their life and then they decide to ruin everyone else's. Like.
Which reminds me of a TV series called That Girl from Nowhere, where it's about it's a revenge story. I think that's also from either Korea or Thailand. It's about someone getting revenge on those school bullies. But I digress. That's just that's a whole other thing.
I was really afraid you're going to go 13 Reasons Why, and I was like, please don't.
Oh fuck that show!
Please don't do this.
Show so much.
That
okay.
There's reasons so many people were pissed off with like parents and all sorts of stuff, especially was it season 2? I think that really triggered people. Not the first one, but the second one really triggered people even further. It was like, take this off.
Sorry, don't you be really angry with that 30 Reasons Why fucking comment? It's just.
Well, thank you for not recommending it.
It fucking makes me. Okay, yes.
Do we want to do favourite scenes?
My favourite scene.
In any case, yes. Bullying's bad, people. Don't do it, or someone might come back with a vengeance.
I mean, no, just don't do it because it ruins people's lives, and just because you've had a shit life doesn't mean you should inflict that on other people and go to therapy for kids. Anyway, my
Yes.
favorite scene,
more
just
you know.
because of the comedy of it, like, because it's definitely not actually my favorite scene, but I it's the one I keep thinking about, so I'm gonna pick that. It's when he first gets to the place that trapped him, and then he's just standing there with the hammer, and they do the dotted line like accuracy thing, and then the guy's like, okay, just get the knife out, and he's proper struggling with it, and it's just like, nope, dung. Like, it's such a good level of comedy, because again, that's something that I think Asian stories do really well. Like, a lot of anime, a lot of manga, they manage to mix like tragedy, comedy, like hopefulness, everything all in like one package, and it works really well.
That's another one where like the camera's doing like so much, and like
Yeah,
you're getting the information. He's got a knife in his boot, but he's trying to get it out like as like just quickly and as unexpectedly as
And
possible, but he's
struggles.
fucking it up. It's
Yeah.
kind of like tick, 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 tick,
That's the
tick,
thing.
tick,
The noise it's making, you're like, I mean, he's not going to let you get it anyway, but you're not helping yourself, mate.
You just see Dicey just going like,
Yeah, he's like, gonna fuck you.
It's just it's lovely. Yeah, it's wonderfully shot. I feel like we need an addendum for this one, just like your favorite scene besides the hallway scene.
I mean, yeah, you can't
yeah,
pick
okay,
the
yeah.
worst thing.
Does
Let
it
you guys
count
do
if
it while
I
I
say-
quickly run toilet.
Cool.
It doesn't count if I say that.
That's Pat's favorite scene.
That means,
Sorry, Manny.
that means to shit himself.
to the
God damn it, Dan. Emmanuel, you're breaking up. Right, everyone stop talking for a second. Let Emmanuel talk, because I think that's why he's breaking up.
Oh, sorry. Does it count if I say the elevator scene just after the hallway scene?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because that's the one I was gonna say. Like, the hallway is good, but yeah, I just like it when it's like it just tops it off. When it's like, okay, how are we gonna see this? You don't see anything happen. You just see the aftermath of all of them falling down. And a second favorite moment, even though it was followed by a moment I really disliked. No, it was preceded by a moment I really disliked. Is when Desu comes back to save Mito, and all the guys from like the prison, the guys and the head boss is there. And when they leave, it's just proof of like how quite a few of them are still injured.
Yeah.
And limping away. I'm just like, he really did a number on them.
Yeah. What's funny, that elevator scene, I expected that, because they get up there, the elevator opens, and then they're like, oh shit, and they can see what he's done. I was like, oh, well, this is where they just step out and go, fuck that. But no, they tried, they failed.
Not to bitch about the remake again, but I'm going to, so fuck it. They kind of do like a little recreation of that, but it's the people who, so you know, like he turns and there's people in the elevator and he smiles and then he like just hard cut and they all fall out of the elevator. In the remake, no one's in. there's no elevator. Like people just run through a door, and then it hard cuts to them in an elevator, and it's like,
What
the fuck? How did you herd?
The point?
How did you herd like fucking 10 people into an elevator and then kill them?
Yeah, that's
just
the
to
thing, they have to
recreate the
already
shot.
be in there.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't hear what you were saying earlier, but in general, what did you think about the remake?
It's fucking garbage shit.
I'm gonna watch it at some
Fucking
point this week.
every fucking creative choice they made was for the worse. I don't know what fucking possessed them to go, yeah, let's change that. And I'm like, just fucking do just recreate the shots. Like, this is fine. You don't have to fucking improve on it. It's already great. Just reshoot it. But no, they were like, oh, let's make it so there's no hypnosis in it. And it's like, cool. The movie now makes less fucking sense. And they go, let's get the guy from District 9 and let's have him be Woojin and he's going to do an English accent, I guess. And I'm like, no, stop doing what you're doing. This is shit. No, I don't know.
I will watch the remake during the week at some point and just see how bad it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why put yourself through that? wife.
Because there's a nude scene in it with Elizabeth Olsen.
Okay.
Oh, that's what someone was saying. I forgot about that.
I
That
mean,
was, that was the one bit of fucking dopamine I got throughout the whole bit. I was just, fuck
Oh,
this
no.
film.
Alec, you do realize that that film is basically like that's the reason they made it. They want you to feel like Daisu, and Elizabeth Olsen's scene is that moment when he's at the TV just jerking off.
Hey, you know, there's worse things to jerk off to than Elizabeth Olsen.
well,
I mean, yeah,
essentially,
shame.
isn't that just fan
Yeah,
fiction of Thanos?
You're breaking up again, Simon.
oh, we
And
know what
Wanda,
he's saying.
It was for the Marvel crazy Marvel fans, right? No,
You'll
okay.
have to start again. You broke up.
Oh, damn it! I was gonna say it's just fan fiction for people who enjoy Marvel. It's just Thanos
Basically,
going
yeah.
to town on Wanda. So, favorite scene apart from the hallway scene, yes.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Emmanuel where he says when those gangsters came back to fight Mido, but before they actually can pull Daisu's like teeth out and he's laughing crazy, right? Then after you hear a knock on the door and it's like, yeah, don't. Oh no, he gets the phone call and he's like, yeah, don't torture him because I want to torture him. Don't torture him. Here's a suitcase full of money. Now fuck off. I was like, and he's like, okay, fuck it. I don't want my revenge that much. Gets back, beats him once. I was like, okay, now let's go. Okay,
yeah, let's really go.
Okay,
But that scene's really excellent because it does a thing that I don't think movies do well enough, which is subvert your expectations. Because your obvious expectation in that moment is he's laughing to distract them. He's about to pull out his weapon and shit's gonna go down. And it's like, no, money solved it.
Because that guy's with the golden teeth, that his grill is just like his smile is just really freaked me out a bit when I saw it. It was like, yeah, with the shiny teeth. It was like
it was so cool that torture scene because it's like everyone kind of knows what it's like to have tooth pain, and you kind of just as soon as he goes to do it, you're just like, oh fuck. But like he's gagged him while he's doing it, and it's just kind of like, I don't care if you give me the information right now, I'm fucking doing this. And it's like, Jesus fuck, like he's just so hell bent on it.
He gave him a chance, he didn't take it, you're gonna get punished.
Yep, and how that perfectly clean white cloth became full bloody red from like beginning. It's like, oh yeah, that's obviously not real. Oh yeah, no, go on.
No, I was going to say, what was so perfect about it, like what Alec is saying, is the fact that obviously they were never going to actually show you the teeth being pulled out, but they did so well of doing everything but that. Like the fact that you can see it going onto the tooth, you can see the blood starting at the top because he's wrenching it, and then it's just like you don't even need to see it at that point. Like the sound design and the camera work is so good that you don't need it.
In the remake,
oh god,
no,
they don't do that. They have Josh Brolin. He's like cutting little chunks out of the guy's neck, and then he pours salt.
That's not
on the open wounds he's just made, and it's like that's not anywhere fucking near.
That hurts. I mean, like that would hurt, right? But like, yeah, that's not pulling teeth. Pulling teeth is a whole level, right?
Why did they do this? Like, this is why it was like I forgot a lot of the mess that happened in that film. The only scene I remember from that film, or two scenes, is the hallway scene and him waking up on the grass.
Yeah. I just it's stuff like that. It's just kind of like just remake it. Just remake the bit. If you're just trying to market it to American audiences, pulling teeth is fucking like it's as effective in any fucking language. Like people get it. Like you know what's gonna happen. You know what pain he's in for. don't. Well, what is this crap? I'm gonna make little open wounds on your neck and then pour salt on them. It's like, this is gay.
It's the
Just-
style of Hollywood, you know. It has to be like
Rubbish. Fucking
Sorry,
rubbish.
man, you're gonna say something.
I feel like it must have been mainly just a director's kind of creative choice, because with Oldboy, unlike some films like, I don't know, The Ring, or I don't know, certain other films, not The Ring's a bad example, but there was very little that would translate over culturally that was in Oldboy. So like, I don't get why they changed so much of it when there was very little to change.
I'll tell you why. It's because even though they're making a remake of something, they want it to be their own thing. They want to make it stand out on its own so that they get the highlight. Because that's a big difference between East and West in terms of movie making. A lot of the time, people who make movies in the West, it's for themselves. Like they want to be big, they want to be recognized. Whereas in the East, a lot of the time it's because they have a story to tell. Like, and that's why often, because you know they don't follow the same hero's journey formula that we do here, and that's why you see those clear distinctions sometimes between movies, because it's very self-servicing here, whereas over there it's more about the general sort of service.
Like it's to the point, like they feel the need to redo the hallway shot like stuff, and it's like the hallway stuff works because they show you how narrow it is, and you can only have about 3 people attacking him because that's how many people. And if they're both swinging stuff, it's down to kind of like 2 people. So like it's a very, very narrow thing. And then they remake it in this big fucking warehouse, and it's like, why why do this? Like, you're not gonna fucking understand the point.
Sorry, Simon, you've got your hand up.
Sorry, Sam.
Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna ask Alec, because I can't remember watching the remake, because I think I've watched it. I just can't remember
You
it
are
at all.
so fucking blessed.
Did they change the octopus scene?
It's not there.
It's not there at all, right? Okay.
Don't have the
Is that-
Yeah, I was going to say,
okay.
there's no way they kept that in.
Yeah, because I feel like culturally, I think that would have been too much for the Hollywood audience, I guess.
I have a scene of them going into a restaurant, but Elizabeth Olsen, it doesn't work in the restaurant, so they just go into a restaurant and there's an octopus like on the glass, but that's the only reference to it.
That's
That-
fucking stupid.
Because it would have had the same effect.
Yeah, exactly. And the best part about that scene in this is that they like it's set up so well. Obviously, we find out later that it's because he's hypnotized, and her placing her hand on his is what knocks him out. But you obviously are like, oh well, he just ate a fucking live octopus when he's been eating the same thing for 15 years straight. That makes sense. And then they do the whole influenza thing, and it's like, yeah, that also makes sense. Perfect. But then, like, why take it out? It would have been just as shocking. Because like even in like Korea, it would be weird to pick up a live octopus and bite its head, wouldn't it? Like that's not normal.
Not if you've watched The Boys. Sorry. Oh wait, Alex just left. Damn it.
No, don't talk about it. I need to watch that at some point.
Okay, but like yeah, because like essentially it's live because it's fresh, right? But even then, she was like, "Oh, would you like me to prepare it now?" And she's
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And like you get why he's doing it, but that's the thing. Even culturally for them, that is weird. So like, it would have had the same impact. There was no reason to change it, let alone fucking remove it.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, Ben, what was your favorite scene?
Except for the hallway.
Yeah, except for the hallway. Also, you're muted, Ben.
Indeed,
Really is.
favorite scene, I think, what would have been. I think the first scene where he's, to be honest, I really like the scenes where he's like incarcerated in that cell or that room, and he's got this plan of action of trying to escape, and he's getting rid. He's like digging his way up the bricks, and is one by one he's making his way, and then he finds himself suddenly in that suitcase on that rooftop, and he's like, "What the hell's going on?" I thought that was just such a great like moment of him being like so lost and kind of that the best thing he wanted to happen has happened, but he is like still shell shocked about how and why. And obviously that's the crux of the story. But I thought that was a good like catalyst of the film in that regard.
I mean, yeah, it's excellent because it's once again, because obviously, as we know later, he's being constantly watched, and at any point they could have just dealt with what he was trying to do. But he literally waited until the moment he was going to be like, "Oh, I can escape now," just to show him that everything is out of his control.
Well, also, wasn't he trying? I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it was just because he broke the glass, but he did try to kill himself like twice, right?
No.
No?
Actually, maybe once because of his wrist.
The blood,
because of his wrist.
I think so.
Yeah,
I was going to say no because like he definitely like punched a mirror and stuff like that. But yeah, thinking about it, he's got those scars on his wrist.
Okay, because I was pretty sure he tried to kill himself at least once just to like escape, but they didn't let him die, obviously, because there is no escape.
It's hard to say because like if it was before he got that resolution, maybe he would have done it, but I don't think the character would have. I think although those scars are there, they could easily just be from when he like punched a mirror, but they are very placed in a I tried to kill myself way, which I hadn't actually considered until you said it, because I didn't think that that's something the character would have done. But you know, he did say that he got used to it after 11 years, so that first amount of time, I
guess. All right, Alec got that. Oh yeah, Pat, what was your favorite scene?
Apart from the hallway scene.
Probably the reveal towards the end. I'll be honest.
Oh, you sick bastard! You sick.
Get him out of here. This
My
month's loving
reasons
free.
for it was what I said early in the call. Was like it's not necessarily for my enjoyment. It was more my curiosity of your guys' reactions to it.
Oh, okay. So
it was fucked up. That was the reaction.
Like I was sitting there watching. I was like, this is very fucked up. But I wonder how the guys are going to think of this. Like this is probably the most interesting part of where I think of like what you guys would have thought of this sort of scene. But you've sort of made that clear.
Let's go around then. Alec, what was your reaction in that moment?
Well, I'd already seen it, so I don't think it's fair.
Okay. Ben, what was your reaction?
Alec, can you remember how you reacted the first time?
I vomited thoroughly.
Ben, go.
What about the revelation about him having a daughter?
How did you feel in that moment? What was your reaction?
I was like, well, it can't get any worse than this, but it did.
You fool.
But it was like, well, it makes sense. The reason why he was incarcerated for so long. I think that was good about the film, is that you could understand why he was put through all that.
But then the fact that he says, why do you think you were only in prison? Why do you think you were imprisoned for only 15 years?
Yeah.
That's a different perspective.
He might be sick and evil, but he's not going to make him fuck someone who's underage.
That's true. Yeah.
I respect that.
How old was she when he was like...
I mean, she was 3 when he started protecting her, so we can assume that with 15 years, she was 18 when they met.
Yeah, that makes sense, and you're right. Which is quite morally just, you know.
Well, I don't know. I imagine in South Korea, the consent age is probably lower anyway.
Well, that's
15, 16, I think, in
probably
those regions.
I'm gonna look it up. So if I wind up on the list, it's all your fault.
Has been arrested.
Age of consent in South Korea.
20
years old. I take it back.
Oh shit! He fucked up.
Was it 20? Was it 20?
I'm not going to say the words.
Was it 20 when the movie came out?
Yeah, I was about to say. Wait, the movie was made in 2003, right?
Oh fuck! Now I'm gonna look. Now I'm gonna be able to put on a different fucking list. What was the age of consent in South Korea in 2003?
Right, while you're looking that up, Dan, what was your favourite scene? Sorry, what was your reaction in that moment?
Oh, I already said. I was just like, what the no, no, because it's when you see the book, and you're like, no, no, don't go like this. And then I kind of had this kind of, when you think like, please don't do this, and then I'm like, nah, maybe he's just fucking with him, so he can get him to grovel so badly, and it'll be like some kind of like double fucking bluff. And then I'm like, no, it hasn't. No.
I mean, the thing is,
I
for all
hope.
you know, it could be. There's no proof that it is actually his daughter.
Hmm.
Like, it could actually be a complete lie, but it doesn't matter because he believes it.
Okay, so 2020, it was raised to 16, so he's back in the clear again.
Yeah.
I mean,
I take it back, Jim. Fair enough.
okay.
You mean lowered?
No. He's saying in 2020 it
past.
was raised to 16. So if it's 20 now, that means that it's gone up again.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So
Well, it was 13 before 2020.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's about what I expected. Right, Emmanuel,
Asia.
what was your reaction in that moment of the reveal?
And saying that in Japan, in some regions, it's still 13.
Yes, and there's a lot of Indian countries where women are getting married off at like 10 or younger to like 50-year-old men. That shit still happens. Right, Emmanuel, what was your reaction and your feelings in the moment when it was revealed it was his daughter?
Yeah, was it extreme rage?
Well, if you can. So, trying to think. When I first watched this, you said it came out when?
2003.
Okay, so I watched it a little bit after that. I watched it because I would have been 13 then. It was an 18 rated. It's an 18 rated film, isn't it?
I hope so.
It is
There's
indeed.
titties.
Yeah,
It's
so
not. I'm writing a fucking letter.
I would have rented it from Blockbuster in 2008. That's when I saw a lot of films like that. The thing is, my reaction is it was probably kind of dull, but I saw it coming as soon as, because when they were looking for the reasons why.
Yeah.
Or he's like, you have to look for the reasons why. And I'm like, okay, so why is this? Then as soon as he found out it was
his sister.
That's his sister.
Yeah.
Then my brain started going, wait a minute. It's his sister. Find out she's dead. And I was just like, wait a minute. This random lady that I've been saying all this time, why is she just here?
Yeah.
Must be, that's his daughter. I was
Yeah,
just like,
that will dilute the moment if you get it too early.
Yeah, and from that moment, like, I was just like, so he's in the salon, like, you should know better than anyone. And it was everything. I was just like, man, that's he's done all that to get him to feel something similar to him, or in some kind of weird twisted way.
Well, that's funny, because in that moment when he says like, you should know better than, when whoever it is says to the woman, you should know better than anyone, I took that as, I'm assuming, was intended, that you're supposed to think, oh, so Daisu was with her and he doesn't remember, and then obviously you find out no, he just saw.
Yeah, I think that is how it's intended. But at the same time, I was just thinking, crap, that as well. Like,
Like, if you've already sussed something out, then you look at those moments differently, which is why I'm always saying, like, obviously it's a me problem, not a story problem, but I hate when I figure something out too early, because it really ruins a lot of the moments, because you're supposed to find things out at specific moments because that's the heightening of it, and when you find it out too early, it really dulls it down.
Yeah, and I think it's like you said, I don't mind too much, but that's me. It depends. If the film's written well, I don't mind. If it's not written well, then I'm just like, man, this is just another crap point.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with a lot of things. Like, if you're already enjoying the movie and you're invested in it, any sort of like shitty things, unless they're beyond a certain point, you kind of just go, oh, that's fine, like, whatever. But you know, if you're already disliking the movie, even the smallest little thing that wouldn't normally bother you, you're like, fuck this.
Yeah, exactly. Like the shoes, the wrong footwear.
Oh, no.
Um, so
Damn shoes.
to add on, so I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. I was like, man, that sucks. And then I was thinking, it's messed up, but at the same time, how are they going to go ahead? Like obviously Daesu is gonna find out. Is Mito gonna find out? And I was thinking, if they then both know, will they continue? I
mean, that's the point, isn't it? He literally says that at the end. He's like, we both knew what was going on and we still loved each other. Can you do the same?
Yeah. I was just like, man, I'm glad he's been reunited with his daughter, but in that kind of way, it's just like, that is messed up in a whole nother way. And it's good that he chose to find the hypnotist lady.
Well, that brings up another question, though. Like, there's obviously, like you said, there's obviously a time skip between when he cuts off his tongue and then when he finds the hypnotist. He obviously was sticking with Mido in that time. Like, I'm glad they didn't show it, but I'm also very curious what happened in that time, because obviously he wouldn't want to be like sexually involved with her, knowing it's his daughter, but she absolutely would want to. So like, I'm very curious how he managed that, like, of making sure that she didn't leave because she felt spurned, but also not letting her get close enough that, you know, she tries to have sex with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think about it. Not important. At that point, I'm just like, yeah.
Let the movie end. I'm done.
I enjoy your reaction being, oh man, he's shagging his daughter. That sucks. I'm just like, yeah.
Nah, man. Yeah, it does. In fact, you know what? His whole life kind of sucks. Yeah, okay.
That's no bueno.
That's
Yeah.
a bad day.
Some bad juju.
Right. I'm assuming Simon can't talk right now because I think his mom is there. I'm not sure. So we will.
Hi, Simon's mom.
Like, give me a minute, right? Like,
Yeah, no,
guys
you're
keep
fine.
talking.
No, it's fine. So we can't go to Simon's reaction, but unless someone has anything else to add, I have a very specific question for you all. So first, I will see if anyone wants to add anything.
My favorite scene was
did we not do
when
you? I'm sorry.
no one asks old Alec what he thought anymore.
Alec, what did you think? What was your favorite scene other than the hallway scene?
Oh, my favorite scene is when he goes up to the gang and he takes the cigarette
Yeah.
and he smokes it, gets massive head rush, and then he's like, I wonder if training by yourself for 15 years actually does anything. And then he's like, fuck yeah, it does.
It does. Yeah, I love that.
I thought that was really fucking cool.
It was, because like, I wonder if all this, like, I can't remember the term he used, but like the
dick shit.
No, not fuck, not
Dick
fuck
shit.
hard or whatever it was. Or...
Dick shit. No, not like fucked hard.
Well, no, it was something like fucked hard, wasn't it?
No, it was dick shit.
Are you sure it was dick shit?
I'm certain it was dick shit.
Yeah,
I feel like
it was, because I remember that very clearly as well. Because he's just like, oh, that's a new one.
Oh, maybe I had a different translation then, because I'm pretty sure my sub said fucked hard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, no, I was thinking of the term he used for like shadow boxing. He used like imagination training or something like that.
Oh, I had shadow boxing.
Oh, did he actually have shadow boxing?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. We'll just go with that then, because that definitely didn't say that on my one. But yeah, like the fact that he's like, oh, I wonder if shadow boxing for 15 years has any use in real life, and then he beats the shit out of him and he goes, it does.
Again, such a fucking wonderful little fight scene. He like people not attacking him immediately is because they don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
like,
he looks mental.
Not just because they're supposed to not hit him yet. Like they're all going, "What the
Yeah,
fuck is
exactly.
happening?"
He seems like some crazy old guy who's just
I mean, he is.
yeah, he is. It's
Sorry,
like
old boy.
anyway, yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's the ninja syndrome, like which you always have to be careful of doing in movies. Like, whenever you watch like old martial arts movies, particularly Bruce Lee ones, the ninja syndrome. I don't know if you guys have heard of it before, but it's literally where you'll have one person coming at a time to fight the person, but in the background they're all doing like flips and shit or whatever to make it look like they're doing stuff when literally it is just waiting their turn to fight.
Oh, do it in Daredevil. It's like he fights one ninja and he's like fucking,
Yeah.
like he just kills everybody. But then they get like 20 ninjas, and then they all just stand there going like,
Yeah,
dunno.
I really noticed that in those episodes when they find all the ninjas. I'm just like, fuck it, like I'm enjoying this, but I don't like this part.
All
mo-
fucking stuff.
The moment I hate it the most. Now, in a lot of old stuff, I kind of I didn't really care too much about it because of the time and the era. It's just what it was. But the time I hated the most is when they did it in one of the newer Skywalker films. You know the moment I'm talking about.
I'm not sure I do, unless you're talking about the elite stormtroopers.
Yeah,
Yes.
the scene where they're meant to kill the wrinkly old looking thing.
Oh, the one with the
Snoke.
red guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Snoke's
that's what I meant.
gone.
Yeah, that is fucking dog shit. I hate
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
my
What? Sorry, we got sidetracked. Why are we talking about Halo now? What's happening?
We're not talking about
No.
Halo. We're talking about Star
Halo.
Wars.
What the fuck?
Are we talking about Master Chief? And
We're talking
we
about
said elite-
choreography.
yeah,
Elite
somehow Master
stormtroopers, not
Chief
just
returned.
elite.
We were talking
Oh,
about
sorry,
the
sorry.
Praetorian Guards in Last Jedi. The
Because
red guys,
we were
and how
talking
that
about
fight
ninja
scene's
syndrome.
fucking terrible.
I assume you're familiar with that, Simon. In movie making, ninja syndrome, where you have it's 1v1 fighting, but all the other guys in the background are doing flips and shit to make it look like they're doing something.
Oh, right, yeah. That
The amount of
happens
ninjas present
lots
is
of
directly
lots,
correlational
yeah.
with their effectiveness.
There's a bit in that scene in the film where you see the bloke do something and he just basically stands there and kind of just, because he's got no one to fight, he just stands in the middle of the room and he just kind of waves his lightsaber thing around.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's why you need to be careful when you're doing those scenes. Like you have to make it look like they're gearing up to something rather than just going, I can spin my stick, yay!
I do not want you to
talking
pause
about
that
hallway scene.
scene. There's like that. There are multiple
What?
instances of people like just Daisy Ridley just missing her cue, and
Yeah.
like people having to like work around it, and it's like three people all attack her lightsaber
Why
at
didn't they
once.
just
She kicks them
refilm it?
all away because they're fucking lazy.
Because like, don't get me wrong, I fucking love that scene, and there's the reason I will not pause it and look through it is because I don't want to ruin it because I know it will ruin it.
Oh,
That's the thing.
I think I noticed it in the cinema, but I don't know if
Yeah.
okay.
No, it's very noticeable. But to be honest with you, there's one particular moment of that scene that I've always wanted to see in a Star Wars movie, so I don't want to ruin it. And that's the like on-off lightsaber thing. I've always thought that would be cool.
Oh,
I feel like if they do it in that moment, I'm just like, yeah.
But you're gonna say the disappearing knife.
No, not the disappearing knife. I'm fully aware of
That's
that.
the next film.
but yeah. But,
No, disappearing knife is in Last Jedi. Don't you worry.
Is it?
Sorry, man.
Right.
I
Yeah,
thought it was in like in Rise of
No,
Skywalker.
no.
I'm talking about there's a bit where like the guy and he gets his two knives and he pulls them apart. Yeah. And then he has a little occasion with Rey, and then he's about to stab her, but then they realise that if he has two knives, he should just kill her. So in between like her, I don't know, she like comes across him, but then like they edit a knife out.
Yeah, because
his
otherwise
hand.
it's clear that he could just like his free hand could just stab her.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I will
you
find
should.
it.
You should,
That's
you should
okay.
remember it.
Fair enough.
But anyway,
rap to go back to the film. I like how they do it in the hallway because
don't say it like that.
they literally are just waiting, but they're not waiting. They're hesitating.
They're all trying. Yeah, they're hesitating or trying to get a vantage point because it's so narrow.
Exactly, they can't really get in. Even though I know that filmically wise, that it is bigger than it looks.
Of course, yeah, but that's not what you're supposed to think.
Yes, that what you're supposed to think. But yeah. Anyway, otherwise, it's just it's great because especially as it goes out, draws out, and people just like, and they're just like,
Well,
I'm not sure I would have kind of go in.
Well, I mean, there's also a point of that scene where they actually start kicking him on the floor when he's on the floor, and they're like,
oh
"Oh,
yeah,
wait, stop! Is he dead?" and obviously it's just like, "Yeah, I guess he might be dead." Obviously, he walks up to him, then he fucking like hits him in the fucking knee, and he takes him out again.
that part.
And then I was like, "What? No, fucking." He's got the knife in his back, right? Just keep fucking hitting him. Why did you fucking stop? I mean, wait.
Right, but that's again a point to prove the type of people they are. They're not trained fighters. They're not killers. They are just like intimidation. They will beat the shit out of someone, but they don't want to actually kill someone. So they're like, oh fuck, is he dead? Because like in that moment you go, if that was me, I would smash his fucking head in. Like I wouldn't go, oh, let me test, because that's a massive trope. But it doesn't matter because it works perfectly in that scene. That is what those characters would do.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were we talking about?
When they've stabbed him in the back in the hallway scene, and they kick him a load, and then they stop and they go, wait, is he dead? And they go up to him, and like, it's easy to just go, well, no, they should have just made sure he was dead, not poked him. But these guys are fucking punks. This is exactly what they would do.
Oh, I guess which makes the scene better in the long run, I guess, the more I think about it.
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, Simon, we've still got you.
Yes.
Sorry, carry on.
Oh no, okay. What was the question? I missed the question completely. What are you guys asking?
Oh no, that's what I was going to say. You're the last person left to give Pat his vindication on what your reaction and feelings were in the moment when it was revealed it was his daughter.
Because I was one of the people that watched it beforehand, forgot about most of it, and lived my happy life because I forgot about it. Then I watched it again. I was like, oh right, fuck me. It's like this is like,
was it 15 years ago?
Well, no. Don't try that shit.
We're not going to gloss over that, are we?
No. I heard that.
Good, I'm glad someone did.
I heard that. I was like, no. We're not going to continue that line of thought. But let's say, because like,
too late.
I essentially, I got the inkling about it when he said the 15 years of it. But it's when I saw the feather. Was it not the box first? I think. Yeah. Do we see the wings, or do we see the book first?
You see the wings in the suitcase.
Okay. It's when it's because I saw the wings first. Then it instantly hit to me. It's like, oh, I know who those belong to. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, because it's like, hang on, why are they still there? Like, because they were planted, and that is again another hint. And then the fact that after you find out she's putting them on, doing the same thing he was doing.
Yeah, when he was improvising, which I can only imagine that the actress was like, I have to do what? I have to pretend. Okay, sure. Okay, but like, fucking hell. That was, it's when you saw the wings, I instantly know, I know who you are.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that, to be honest, because that is the moment where you start going, no. Please no.
I think that's when you see them wings.
And also that one last fuck you with that button. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Just here's the recording of you fucking your daughter.
But yeah, I mean, Pat, that's why, no offense to you and your first film, that enjoyment, or what was it? Did I say enjoyment? Yeah, I gave it a slightly lower score because no film, it's one of those films that actually make me go,
that's the point in the enjoyment score.
This is what happened when Humphrey picked Clockwork Orange, and my enjoyment score was very low, and he went, no, it's meant to make you feel uncomfortable, and I was like, it was really successful at doing that. I felt really uncomfortable.
But that would be to do with the story, not the enjoyment.
But in any case, that helps vindicate me when I do my bad movies.
No, it doesn't.
Oh yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does. It does. It really will.
No,
When I
Simon.
choose
The reason
those-
it doesn't is because you don't need any vindication. You pick those bad fuckers.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Right. Anyway. Unless anyone else has anything else to add.
Did you have a favorite scene, Simon?
Yeah, I think I
Did we not do
chose the,
Simon's?
no.
Oh,
I
did
think
I?
I said the scene where the gangster just beats him, like that scene where
That's
he
right.
beats him
Yeah,
one more
yeah,
time with
yeah.
a baseball bat. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought we were still waiting on you. That's all right.
It was me.
No, it was just you we forgot, Alec.
Oh,
And
And Dan, apparently. Go on, Dan. Sorry.
I think it's got to be the bit where he sticks his hand out the brick hole, and he fills the water, and he's like, and it's such a momentous occasion, and then then he and then he turns up
imagine
with a
not getting
suitcase.
fresh air for 15 fucking years.
He's like, oh my god, the ring. And then he gets put in a suitcase, and he's like, what? Why am I free?
I do think that's such a powerful scene when he's just like enjoying feeling like the breath of someone else on him, and he like just he's just trying to get this guy to just fucking touch his face. Also, actually, I forgot to mention this. I really fucking love that bit where he like finishes up telling the story, and then the guy with the dog is like, "Oh, now I'll tell you mine," and he instantly just fucking gets up and walks off. And I was like,
And then he gets down, and the guy still kills himself, and you're like, oh, well.
Okay.
I mean, you could tell how selfish this guy was in the first place by the fact that he heard Daisu's disgusting story, which, okay, no, he heard his sorrowful tale because it hadn't gotten disgusting yet.
Oh, yeah.
And then just went, no, my life's still worse. I need to tell you my story. Where are you going? Oh, I guess I'll still kill myself.
There is actually one scene I really cringed way more than I feel like it was. You know when Dicey gets saved by Mido the first time, right? And she takes him back to her house, and she's talked about the lock.
Oh, let me guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, when he just rushes into that bathroom, and she's still got the knife in her hand, and like she's still got stuff sitting on the toilet seat. I was like, why did you not stab him then?
Because she was hypnotized to love him.
I thought that was such a good human moment though. Just like, I'll do you, and then like it happens, and she's going like, oh wow, I didn't actually think he was gonna fucking do that.
I always found that scene weird. I guess I remember it different. I guess no, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I didn't remember that scene until I rewatched it. I was like, yeah, I probably thought, why did she not stab him again? But I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Hypnotism.
Well,
the phone
thing is,
and
it's not
everything,
even
right?
just the hypnotism. It's like Alex said, it's a very human moment. Imagine being a young lonely woman in that moment, and like, yeah, she is like, she's kind of joking, but she's also serious because she takes the fucking knife with her. But she's never fucking stabbed anyone or killed anyone. Like, to have the ability to do that, like that's a massive like line to actually be able to cross. So that's why she just smacks him with the hilt of it.
Yeah, she goes like, oh yeah, she's like, oh, I'll threaten him, and that will be enough. And then he just goes and does it anyway, and she's just like, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
I thought that was
And to go back to guns, that's why guns are more dangerous.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's true.
Because,
But it's like,
because a knife and a sword. Oh,
was that?
sorry, I think you lagged, so you came through later. You say what you were saying.
No, I was just saying that particular scene is definitely the scene that confused me. I mean, the whole movie is a bit gross, right? That's like gross, not for the reason that it should be. It's just gross because, what? That didn't make sense. Well, I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Yeah, go on.
Oh, if you want more sense. Oh, if you
don't
want
talk
even
about the remake.
Oh,
Go
well,
on, Alec. I'm just
I will talk about the remake. It makes less sense in the remake because the equivalent scene is the oh god, where do I start?
At the beginning, talk us through.
Elizabeth Olsen shouldn't be there. Basically, he's met Elizabeth Olsen because like she's like a nurse or something, and then he's like just happened to meet up with her, and then she's given him her number, and then he like passes out or something, and then his mate goes to call 911, and then goes through his pockets and finds Elizabeth Olsen's number, and he goes, "Oh, I'll call that instead." So he hangs up 911, calls her. She like invades his privacy, and then he like wakes up, and then he threatens to kill her. And then she's just still in the next scene. She's just like, "Nah, I think he's a good guy." And there's no hypnosis.
I was going to say, just to establish, we did say there's no hypnosis, so these people are
Not a
fucking
bit of
stupid.
hypnosis. Hypnosis is not present.
That's the thing. If you just included the hypnosis, a lot of that could be explained away, even though it's still dumb.
Hypnosis does like so much heavy lifting for the plot, and they've just gone, "Nah, fuck it." And I'm like, "No, this was needed."
I suppose, to be fair, when you look at the hypnosis in Oldboy, it works really well. I imagine in the remake, it would have massively felt like a contrivance.
I guess because it's early 2000s movie, and it's like, oh wow, hypnosis is the new.
No, not even that. Like,
no?
it's using one thing like that often can feel like a lazy plot point. But Oldboy does it so well, and like even mentions the fact that they are both susceptible to hypnosis rather than just saying they were hypnotized. Whereas, again, I feel like if it was done in the movie over here, it would just be hypnosis. There wouldn't be any specifications. It would just be like, oh no, yeah, we made it so that you had to do this.
Oh, it's Deus Ex Machina, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Oh, it's nano machines, son. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
Yeah. But when it's actually crafted into the story, like whether it's something like time travel, whether it's hypnosis, whether it's like whatever, as long as it's actually crafted well into the story, and that was the point of it, and they stick to their own rules, then it works. But often they don't, so it just feels very contrived and bullshit.
Yeah, no, there's no hypnosis in the remake. They've replaced hypnosis with extreme daddy issues, and that's comparable.
Yep.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
To be fair, there is a lot of her character that like you can explain away the actions because of her issues that she would have, but you still need that hypnosis.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess it's still.
Right, does Emmanuel want more clarification on that?
I think Emmanuel's trying to say something.
Oh no, I don't want. I'm just agreeing with you taking the piss out of them doing that, Alec.
I mean, I would just say, upon watching this movie, I'll try to make less what you're doing step bro jokes. Just like gross.
Oh,
just gross.
There are no washing machines in the movie.
I mean, to be fair, he could have got stuck trying to crawl out of that hole. Like, oh, stepbrother, I'm stuck. Wait, hang on.
I'm wagging my tail.
I think the bit that got me was definitely the end when he erases his memory of what's happened, so he can.
You're not allowed to talk about this yet, Dan.
What?
Because it involves my question.
But yeah, that bit that.
Oh, sorry, that was a while ago, wasn't it? Sorry, Ham.
Yes. But just going against that, because it's fresh in my mind. Like the fact that you go through the whole film, it's just so disturbing, and then the fact that he just wants to carry on and then remove every memory of it, and just wants to be in love with his daughter. That's like what?
No, he wants to be in love with a woman, not his daughter.
Well,
that's the key point, because it's still fucked up. He wants to forget so that he can just be in love with her.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's thought that far. I think he just wants to forget about it.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. He probably hasn't thought that far.
Like he's already done it.
Monster.
Well, this is my question, because I have a very distinct opinion on what happens at the end, but I think it's less ambiguous than they wanted it to be personally, but it's definitely supposed to be ambiguous about whether you think the hypnosis worked or not.
Okay, right. Well, I think everyone else is done, so let's get into your question.
That is the question. Do you think the hypnosis worked or not?
Yes.
That
For the most part, yes. Because like there's certain parts that were a bit muddled up, but that's kind of the point, because like, you're looking at a tree, it's now a concrete post. So it's like it works, right? And I feel like he knows that there's something wrong, but he can't quite tell what is wrong because of the hypnosis. So
well, Sorry, carry on.
but I think he doesn't care too much because he's happy about it. Like he's happy because he forgot, and because he forgot, there is no such thing as like the vengeance or fucked upness because it doesn't exist anymore in his brain. But that's like
I think it's pronounced fucked upicity.
And I'm gonna tell you exactly why the hypnosis didn't work,
okay.
and because
Oh wait, should
right
we wait for Emmanuel first? Emmanuel, what was your?
well, Emmanuel put his hand up after I tried to interrupt you, so I'm taking point.
Okay, sure. Go.
I'm probably also going to say the same thing, John.
Probably that's also why I want to get in first.
Okay, go.
Okay.
But yeah, there are two distinctions. There's two moments that I think prove it, and the main one is the face he makes at the end, because that is the face that he makes every single time when he is the monster in the film. That smile, that laugh, is the exact same one he makes every time he's about to do something fucked up. So that is the main thing for me that shows me that it didn't work, and he's just like, well, fuck it, we're going. But also, when you listen to what the hit, oh, hang on, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Hang on, my thing's about to run out, so I need to quickly change it. Right. Can you again?
Yeah, we're gonna yeah.
Cool. Yeah, the other thing is when you listen to what the hypnotist is saying to him, that the monster walks away and ages a year for every step he takes and then dies at 70. You notice that when he wakes up, he has walked away from where he was. So, like, that to me again is the point that he, as the monster, walked away, not enough to kill him, but that's who remained.
Quick question: how many steps does he take?
I mean, not that many.
Okay, because like it's the thing about is a joke about Kill Bill where he actually takes 5 steps. Then his heart explodes, right? And it's like, wait, didn't he take 6 steps? I think that 6th step was not really counted. But okay, in any case.
Yeah. But also it's like the fact that obviously he is older because there's been a time skip, but when they show the hypnotism scene, he's younger. But you know, then he comes back to reality and he's older. And that I also think that's supposed to be a symbolism thing of he's taken those steps and aged, but he didn't take enough to die. But yeah, anyway, Emmanuel.
I wasn't gonna say as much as you, but very similar to the start of it. Point is, at first I was thinking, wait, did he forget? Did he? And then he made the face. I was like, oh crap, he remembers. Because yeah, like you said already, the hypnotist didn't say it might not work, or it might change some other memories. So for all we know, he could not only still remember, but also it be distorted.
Yeah.
And be even worse.
That's the thing, yeah. Like we don't, and that's I think the most ambiguous part of it. It's less about whether the hypnotism worked or not, but more about what it did. Because like to me, it's 100% that he's the monster, but we don't know if he remembers everything as it was. We don't know if like maybe he did forget that Mido is his daughter, but he remembers everything else and he's still a monster.
I feel like we're in similar territory with like Your Name, where like it's something that he doesn't consciously remember, but some part of him does. And like,
is it the same in the remake? The ending?
No, in the remake, he remembers, doesn't tell Elizabeth Olsen. He just like removes himself from her life, and then he puts himself back into the room that he was in captivity in for it's 20 years in the remake because we need to make it bigger and better. But yeah, it just ends on him going like, I'm in captivity again.
Oh, okay. So
and he fucking grins at the fucking camera like, I'm really cool. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why did you do this?
So is it like a metaphor of that monsters in a cage?
I don't
No,
know that the film knows
they
how to
won't do-
spell metaphor.
Yeah, it's definitely not a metaphor. It's that they don't know how to do anything complicated, so they just went, he locks himself up, done.
I
okay.
fully believe that they went, oh fuck, it ends with hypnosis being a big element.
But
Oh,
we
yeah,
we've
forgot to
not-
hypnotize him.
And we've not put any
Oh,
in
yeah.
here.
Oh,
We forgot to
this
hypnotize him.
has-
We can't just throw hypnotism in out of nowhere, and then they're like, "Oh, but maybe we can." No, it's too late. The movie's out.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I guess that.
That's
We've only got Josh for 2 more days. Fuck it.
No, don't. He locks himself up, so he doesn't.
Yeah.
Remake's fucking dog shit.
But yeah,
Okay.
I love endings like that where it is ambiguous because, like, again, to me, it seems clear as day that he definitely didn't lose the memories, and he's like, "Well, we're gonna do this anyway." But the whole point is that you can interpret the way you want, and I've just noticed that Ben has his hand up, so I'm gonna stop talking.
My interpretation of the ending was entirely different to that. And
Go on.
well, the fact that it was not an end, he had no hypnosis done at all to him. He decided it was all in his mind, and he decided to go and kill himself in the wilderness.
But
that was my interpretation to him.
wasn't he with Mido at the end? Didn't she like go and hug him up?
Yeah,
Well-
like I can get behind the first part of what you're saying,
Yeah.
that it's in his head that he didn't actually meet with anyone, even though there were 2 chairs there, because that could
Yeah.
easily be real. I wouldn't say there was any way he was trying to kill himself, because the fact that Mido finds him there, I think means that he's been with her the entire time.
Okay. Just the way he like ends, he smiles and then just like quivers a bit. Like feel like this is the end of his life at that point. But obviously, it's really hard to gauge because you don't see enough of that scene to really know fully what was really going on there.
But that's the point. Again, that's why it's so ambiguous. Like your interpretation there, like again, to me, it seems wrong, but there isn't a wrong interpretation because
Because
it
it's
hasn't been laid out.
Mhm.
So yeah, that could easily be in his head. Like I mean, for example, all of it could be in his head. He could actually be like just dying on the floor. Mido isn't there. The hypnotist wasn't there. Like anything could have happened.
Well, like one of my criticisms, well, it's more like something I didn't quite get the first time around. That when he obviously emerges from the suitcase on the tower on the top of the skyscraper, and then there's this guy that's about to commit suicide, jump off the building with his dog. It just seemed a bit weirdly convenient that there was just happened to be this guy on that building, on the very same building of thousands of buildings in that city, that's about to end his life on that same rooftop.
I don't think it matters.
No.
Sorry, go on, Alec.
I actually think that is very significant to the ending of the film.
Yeah.
Because like her deciding to help him is reliant on something that the guy on the build like going to commit suicide. It's reliant on something he says that they sue parents. So I do actually think it is quite a convenience that he is there. Like because you know that they're in control of where they dropped him,
but they don't have control of that.
Yeah,
that's too convenient for him to be just happen to be on that same building. That's why I thought at first maybe that's just in his head. That guy that committed suicide and jumped off the building was.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think that was real.
Yeah.
It's just otherwise it's just too like random.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like I agree with Alec because I hadn't thought of it that way. Like it is a contrivance when you think about the fact that it's like you say because that sentence could have come from anyone at any point in time that they could have worked into the story better. I was more thinking of it in terms of him being there. Like I don't think it would have mattered if he was there or not because he would have, gone downstairs or something, and the first person he saw, he would have had the same interaction with. It's just, you got a cooler moment with him holding him by the tie because he was trying to kill himself, and you get the funny moment of him going, "Fuck your story."
Yeah. I'm not advocating remove this moment from the film. I think it's a really good scene, but it's like it's her whole reason to help him out. So I do actually think it's a convenience that he is there when that's not something that's controlled or anything. Sorry, man.
what I would say, sorry, sorry. What I would say is that I think regardless of whether he said that line or not, he probably would have said something similar because of how he felt. The only reason he recalled those words and wrote them down was because that encapsulated exactly how he felt. He felt he kept saying you before he might not have used those words if he hadn't heard them, but he would have said something more along the lines of I'm a sinner, I've sinned so much, like can I really be forgiven or what kind of things. So he probably still would have said something similar, like do I deserve forgiveness rather than do I deserve to live or something else.
Yeah, but it's like I get what Alex saying, because the whole crux of the hypnotist saying she'll help him is based on literally that line. So it's like that they could have focused on anything he'd written down at any point that could have come from him. Because like that, when he parrots that line to the guy, it's not necessarily because he feels the same way. It's literally because he hasn't heard another human speak in 15 years. So he's like, he's just, speaking again. He's like, oh my God, I heard someone speak. This is what he said. And then it becomes something that he believes, like he thinks about.
I hadn't considered that aspect of it, but like, yeah, I did. I think it's also just like a really relevant thing for him to hear as well. Just like,
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I hadn't considered that he was gonna take massive significance in it because it was the first thing. We've agreed with each other now 3 times in the same call. I think we are in a simulation because I went to the gym, you ate a vegetable.
I went to a garden party.
Oh fuck yeah! No, it's all adding up. We're in a simulation, lads.
I did tell you. I've been telling you for years.
Run! Take the blue/red pill, whichever fucking one it was.
Take the purple pill. Fuck it.
Right, sorry. BRB.
Yeah, because like again, it's such a significant line. I hadn't really thought about it from the contrivance point of view because the movie's so good in general that it doesn't bother me. But it is probably the only thing in the movie where it is just plonked in there, and there's no connection. There's no like threads of fate or anything linking it all up. It's just literally a threadless moment just plonked in, and then a line drawn right to the end with the hypnotist.
There's a question about the scene with the guy falling off the building, right? When he was in the elevator, he was just holding himself back from attacking that lady in the elevator, right?
Yeah.
When he was like that.
Because it's the first woman he's seen in 15 years. That's why he's dragging his nails across, going, I can't do this.
Because for one thing, I just can't seem. I'm not sure if I'm misremembering. Does he steal her sunglasses?
Yes.
Okay, wait, that doesn't seem right. Why did he steal her sunglasses again? I just couldn't think.
Because it's too bright.
For it.
Yeah, don't forget, he hasn't seen sunlight in 15 years either.
All right, yeah, because like I remember that it's like she was like complaining to the security guard. Yeah, it's that guy. That guy stole my sunglasses.
And then
it's probably also partly. Oh, sorry, Manny. Go on.
Oh no, I was saying something you already know. Because obviously, what distracted all that was the guy falling onto the car.
Yeah. Because they were like, he was like, hey, you, and then it's like, oh, yeah. Like obviously, the other thing, it probably partly was the fact that he wanted to touch her, like, but he didn't want to. That was probably his compromise of like, I'll just take your sunglasses. I did also like.
Great to come back in.
I don't know what your translations were like on your subs because clearly mine was different, but it made me laugh that every time Mido called him Ajusi, they translated it to Daisu, and I was like, no, that's that's not what it means. So I'm hoping yours was better.
No, it wasn't. It said the same thing.
I guess it's hard. I guess if you don't know the context of it, it's hard to translate that to English, like if you don't know the significance of like uncle.
Yeah. I thought that was like saying the Oji-san or Lee-chan thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Similar but different.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's different because it's like Ajusi is like it just means uncle, but it's significant in the fact that it's what younger people call someone they consider to be older. So like it's not necessarily that they are old, but it's that they consider them to be.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
it
yeah.
also literally translates as older sir, kind of in a way.
Yeah,
It-
basically.
yeah, which doesn't, like John would say, it doesn't really translate because
No.
yeah, so it would be better just to say Daisu, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
No, it makes sense. It just made me laugh because it's not like there isn't presence of that in this country because a lot of Muslim culture use uncle as well for like older people, but it doesn't
So,
feel the same like as when it's in a different language.
Yeah, I guess you
Yeah.
could, because I guess they could have translated that as Mr. or Sir, but it didn't. Yeah, but it still doesn't sound right, does it?
No, it doesn't
Mm.
because in our like in that language it has a significance because of their like attachment to titles and stuff like that. Whereas we don't really have that. It doesn't mean as much. It's not as significant.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I
And
guess.
it's more, when she's saying it's more endearing.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
calling someone sir feels
Uh.
a bit too formal and like far away. So
Yeah, when a younger girl calls like an older guy, as you see, it's like it is, as you say, a term of endearment. It's like, oh, we have a connection. Like I care about you. I look up to you. Like
Is it that this is? I guess language wise, it's like calling someone pups.
like kind of, but again, that's the reason why it doesn't translate. It doesn't
Yeah, I
have
guess.
enough depth
It's
in
just
when we
yeah.
say it.
It's just one of those language barrier problems, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So if I
It's
was
one
to
of the
call
things you just
someone
can't translate.
Pops, it'd be please take the piss. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Well, if
that's
it's
also a
you,
thing.
Alec, yeah, sure. I mean,
Although
if you
to be
call someone
fair,
pups.
they do that as well. They use that term because that's a term that is in Korean and Japanese, and it means the same thing basically. And you will see younger men, like teenagers, calling like guys in suits uncle, but it's not a term of endearment. It's you old fucker, basically. So like
Yeah,
you have it both ways.
oh, I hear a comparison to the remake calling.
Oh, go on.
Just a nice little interesting note to this one. In the original, he explains that old Daisu translates to getting by one day at a time. In the American version, he's called Joe Doucette because it's the closest we've got to old Daisu.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about
But
random
sorry,
Oh,
I was just going to say, that's the other thing that's I think good about Asian movies is that their names have far more meaning than ours ever will. Like ours mostly are just named after people. They do have significance. Like I think my name translates as like not it's not gift from God, but it's something like from God or like to God. Like it comes from Nathan. Nathan and Jonathan are like they mean the same thing. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, we have like a little bit to that. But when it comes to like Japanese and Chinese and Korean, like each section of their name means a different thing, and when you put them together, it means a specific thing as well. And that's how you get like shitty nicknames because they take bits of it and stuff.
I just like that whole thing, and it's just like it's a character thing. It's also like a little bit of dialogue where he's like, "Why can't I get through today?"
Yeah,
and it's like, man, what a fucking line! Like that's so fucking nice and powerful and stuff. Why is this guy called Joe Doucette? And it's like because Joe sounds like oh, and Doucette sounds like Daisu, kind of. And it's like,
the thing is, they could have
nice.
just called him the same thing.
The spirit
But
of
they
this
didn't do
is
that.
fucking fucked, isn't it? Because
to be honest, when I first heard his
They
name,
could have just called him Dayton or something, just like
yeah,
anything.
they could have made an English version of it that rather
Yeah.
than just literally taking the words and trying to make them English.
Yeah.
But when I first heard his name, I forgot that this was a Korean movie and not a Japanese movie. So when I heard his name was Daisu, I was like, hang on. It's like, are we going to find out later his name's like Daisuke? And it would just be like, they're going to go into that. And I was like, I don't like that. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, it's Korean. Never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were going to say something, Simon. Random trivia, was it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's just a random point. It was like when he was when he got saved by Mido the first time, did he say he was very scrawny? Didn't she say, why are you so kind of like got the influenza and so scrawny? He's like, yeah, that's because I ain't got like vitamin A and E. And I was like, but because of because he didn't get any sunlight, right? I was like, but don't you only get like vitamin D from sunlight?
No, you get other vitamins. Like vitamin D is the most known one, but you get plenty of other ones from it.
Okay, because I was thinking that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right at all. It's like saying, oh yeah, I didn't have any vitamin C because all I was eating were fucking like pork dumplings all the fucking time.
Oh,
I was
I mean,
like,
yeah, to be fair, less than the sunlight, that would really be the thing that would determine how. It doesn't matter how much he's training. He's literally been eating greasy fucking dumplings for every meal for 15 years.
Sorry,
yes.
sorry, I need to do this one.
Okay, go on.
The remake has him track down the building
What?
by doing the exact same thing, but he doesn't eat dumplings for every meal. They show him eating other shit, and when he eats the dumplings, it comes with like rice, but like in the mornings he gets like frosties and shit like that, but then he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I ate this food for 15 years." And I'm like, "No, you didn't."
I'll never
You
forget the
ate
taste between my Frosties and my fucking, I don't know, Haribo that they put in.
If he's doing the same stuff though, he's going like, "Why are you, for the love of God, just anything but dumplings?" And I'm like, "Wait, like 6 hours, you'll get some fucking frosty."
Yeah, that's the thing. If it's literally every meal, that's like its own form of torture. But if you're actually getting it separated, even if it's the same 2 or 3 things a day, if there's a variation in those things, that completely invalidates it.
It's like a facing down shot, but like every tray has something different on it, and I'm like, "You fucking fucked this so much. Why?
That up of all things.
Why did you do this?" I hate the remake. I want to fucking punch the remake so much.
The only reason I mentioned those dumplings because I remember when he was following the fucking delivery boy up to that thing, I was like, and he was like nearly vomiting, just trying to catch up. And I was like, "Hey, tell your chef stop using so much fucking chives in the fucking filling, right?" And I was like,
"Oh wait, is that what it said in your one?"
Yeah, something like chives or spring onions.
Mine was scallions.
I got scallions.
Oh, okay. No, I got chives. I definitely.
Yeah, no, I believe you. It's just that's what's funny about depending on which sub you get is because that used to be a big problem back in the day with like anime games, stuff like that. The translations were so bad that some of it just wouldn't make sense.
Okay, but it was just like a throwaway point because he's been eating it for so many fucking years and he's just got used to the taste, but he still went up and went, "Yeah, you're making shit dumplings."
I mean, to be fair, like him vomiting, it kind of makes sense, not just because he's been running after eating all this greasy shit, but he's had food since then. So having that taste that he's had for 15 years would be a massive trigger.
That's true. That's very much true. Yeah.
I also just took it as like he keeps just eating the dumplings and fucking off. So if he's gone to like 20 different restaurants.
Oh yeah, because they show him throwing up beforehand when he's just doing the Blue Dragon ones. Because yeah, he's literally just going methodically from one to the other to the other to the other. It doesn't matter what you're eating. If you were eating anything that much, you'd throw up. But greasy fucking dumplings, one after the other, with nothing in between. Absolutely.
And he even makes the point of like, why the fuck did you order from one of the restaurants that's so far away? We passed by like 5 other Chinese restaurants just to get to the place, and it's like, what a piss take.
Yeah, like he's mad he has to run that far. But it's like, yeah, of course they'd order from far away. They're not going to order from around the fucking corner, are they?
Yeah,
he doesn't run in the remake. He steals
To be
someone's
honest-
bike.
Oh, for God's
And
sake.
he just leisurely follows the car on the bike, and he actually gets the hammer from the same place. He runs through the restaurant, comes out the back, and then some lady is like hammering a sign into solid concrete with the hammer, and he takes the hammer off her and then gets on this little bike and he just cycles after her. I was like, the original is so much better. He's like running after her and he only just catches up and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking die." I was like, nice.
It
That's
is funny, really. like it doesn't break it for me, but I do think it's kind of weird that they do order food in for their like prisoners, because they make so much effort to keep everything secret and make sure it can't be found out. They've got loads of money. Why have they not just got like a chef on site or something, or just one of them goes and buys en masse from like a supermarket or something, and they just have it all in a freezer and a fridge and whatever. Like again, doesn't break it for me, but it is a weird idea for basically a crime organization.
Yeah.
Is it because they're cheap and
feel like-
they're thugs? So they're like, I don't care.
Oh yeah,
just
it
give-"
works because they're fucking idiots, but it's just
You,
weird.
you would ideally want to shorten your supply chain if you're trying to remain covert.
Yeah,
it's true. Yes, it's true.
it would make sense just to like either en masse buy from a supermarket regularly and just keep it all in a giant fridge or freezer, or yeah, you could just literally. In fact, knowing them, they wouldn't even hire a chef. They would just have one of the thugs cook some shit up. Doesn't matter if it's good, like as long as it's food.
What are you
I
gonna say,
mean,
man?
sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just agreeing with the thug point. Sorry.
You don't have to
Yeah.
apologize for that. It's cool.
You
Okay.
should be sorry.
Fuck you.
Oh man, look, the day that Emmanuel one day just turns around and goes, "Fuck you," I think I'll actually just die out of shock.
Do it. Oh, sorry.
No, never change, Emmanuel.
Okay.
Right. Anyway, unless anyone has anything else to add, we should move on to whoever's pick it is that I can't remember.
Oh,
It-
closing thoughts? Any closing thoughts on the movie? I guess before we.
It was good.
Before.
It was
It was
good.
good.
The remake sounds terrible.
I wanted to just go through some of the trivia, if that was all right.
Okay, go for it.
Some of these things people may already know, and some of them I did know, but obviously it's been a long time. So I didn't realize there was 4 of them, but 4 live octopuses were eaten for the
You've gone a bit muffled now, Manny.
Yeah.
Oh, my finger is covered. Sorry, I didn't realize it was 4, but because I knew it was at least 1. But 4 live octopuses were eaten, or
Oh god.
octopods, technically that's the plural term, was eaten for the scene with Daisy in the sushi bar.
Mm.
Yeah, it was at the time, and it actually is commonplace, like you said, but it's usually sliced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is funny that they used live ones. So obviously, it's better to have it for the accuracy of it. But they literally could have just done the whole like soy sauce thing or whatever it is to make them seem like they're still alive.
Well, apparently, the main guy is like he's very Buddhist, and he was like, "Fuck, I've got to," but like he was like apologizing profusely to the octopuses that he had to
Oh
eat,
man.
and he even thanked them
Guy.
in like his awards like acceptance speech.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
Thank you, Timothy.
Also, Emmanuel, I didn't know if you knew.
I got that reference.
The main actor is the goofy uncle from Quiet Family.
Oh, is it?
What?
That is obvious now, isn't it?
I think I forgot. I might have known back then because I saw the films at similar times, not too many years apart. But I forgot about that.
I was like, man, imagine watching Quiet Family with that goofy uncle and thinking like, in a couple of years he's gonna go through this hallway
You
and
can
he's just gonna
them up.
fucking just fuck up a bunch of guys with a hammer.
I don't think I really connected it. I might have thought for a moment, oh, same actor, and then forgot again because it's just so different. I was like, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. The sleeping gas that he kind of talks to refers to the 2002 Moscow Nordost theater hostage crisis. So there's a specific kind of political kind of hostage crisis that happened that they were referring.
Okay.
Where they use that gas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously they used it in multiple places, but he was referring to that specifically. Is
Okay.
interesting. But I guess that would have happened just before he got locked in as well. So for him, it would have been one of the last things he remembers, I guess, that was current in the news. Oh, nice. He did most of his own stunt work and he lost 20 pounds to get in shape for the role. It's always great. The head, when he bangs his head after stopping Mito from reading his diary, that was improv.
Wait,
right,
improv
cool.
or accidental?
It was so.
There is a difference.
Okay, accidental. It seems like.
Okay.
Okay.
But
I
basically,
prefer that.
yeah, Mito, she did want to laugh, but she just kind of kept it cool and kept going on.
And that's a sign of a good actress, because those kind of moments in movies are so perfect that you can't recapture. So you need to hold it together to maybe use that. So I appreciate that.
That's what happened in Squid Games.
Oh, really?
Let's not talk about that shit.
Okay, sorry.
Whoa!
No, I'm just saying it's just baby's first battle royale. I haven't even watched it, and I don't plan to.
But okay, then I'll just say the scene. There was a scene where the guy knocked into a girl. She drops her like iced coffee, and afterwards he's like, oh, panicked, puts the straw and the lid back into the cup and gives it back to the girl. The actress was trying to not piss herself laughing because it was just weird to see it happen. Just to see you go, because he's being chased by like a mob, and he's like, here's your Starbucks back, and he just fucking runs off. Great scene. And you can see the scene that she's like hiding her face because she was proper pissing herself laughing, but she's like, oh, keep it in, and he runs off, and the scene ends. But it's just like, Jesus Christ, that was just a weird scene. It was a great scene.
It makes me laugh, those things like that. Or moments like that. That's great.
Well, it's like we've got one of the most famous of those is the Only Fools and Horses one, isn't it? Where he goes to lean up against the bar and the bar's actually open, like the door flap, whatever the fuck it's called. And he falls through it. That wasn't supposed to happen. Like, that was completely accidental, and they just went with it. And I think that's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
There's lots of stuff like that. It's always great.
Yeah.
There's some great Marvel ones as well. Oh wait, the glass, and another.
Oh, was that improvised?
No, it wasn't meant to break.
Oh.
So
was it a real glass then? It wasn't like a fiberglass thing. Not fiberglass. Whatever the fuck it's called. Sugar glass.
No, sugar glass breaks easily.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It wasn't sugar glass, was it?
It wasn't sugar glass. It was real glass.
Awesome.
It just did it too hard.
His biceps were too bulgy.
But it just kept rolling, and he just kept in characters. He said, "Okay, cool, let's go."
It's great because that's one of my favorite scenes, and it wouldn't have been as funny if the glass didn't break.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I won't go on about Marvel moments.
Don't start off.
Yeah, because there's a lot of moments like that are great. Anyway, the poem, the kind of laugh and the world laughs if you weep and you weep alone, is from the poem of Ella Wheeler Wilcox called Solitude.
I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. I'm not.
Ella Wheeler Wilcox.
No, it's just a little fact. It's just the fact that they're putting real kind of, I guess, literature or a poem, something someone's written into that.
The only other Amazon facts or Amazon Prime facts or Amazon the Prime Video facts, sorry, that I saw was that the book that what's the name of the sister again? You know that. No, the guy who sleeps with his sister.
I don't remember her name. It's like Jew something.
Okay, the sister's book is from an author. The author killed herself.
Oh
And then-
wait,
and I remember that as the prime factor where they showed it like as little trivia bits that showed on the movie. It was like, oh,
that's a good kind of foreshadowing. I didn't think too much about that because Dae-Soo was just being so silly. I saw her
Yeah.
read the book, but I didn't stop to think what the book
Yeah,
was.
what was it?
the author who wrote that book that she was reading killed herself.
Oh,
And
okay.
I think it was supposed to be symbolism of predicting what was going to happen to
Yeah.
the character.
Okay. So that's pretty interesting then, because it's kind of left up to you, like it's ambiguous whether she killed herself or he tried to kill her. Obviously, it ended with her killing herself, but you don't know how it begun. But I feel like that kind of tells you that she probably did instigate it, and it was for him, and like he was trying to save her. So yeah,
You know,
that's interesting. That gives you a bit more like clarity on it.
Okay.
I don't know necessarily how, but and this is just one of those really random things that doesn't really matter. And I don't know if there's continuity either or on purpose, but at one point in the film when they have the number up for the kind of foster parents of Sweden,
Yeah.
they end up in a different scene. They changed the number to the number of the Embassy of the Republic of Korea in Stockholm.
Oh.
Huh?
But I think it's because, and this was like probably a throwaway fact because it apparently that number was shut down. Like the number, I guess the number's no longer in service, but they didn't really talk about that in the film. So whatever.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the stuff around that, for all we know, could all be forged and fake anyway.
Yeah. To be honest.
But yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, they talk about the painting on his wall in his room the whole time. The Man of Sorrow is it's someone from Belgium called James Esnor.
Is that actually just supposed to be man? I always thought, because like looking at the picture, right? I thought it was just supposed to be like a crying Jesus. I thought that was supposed to, because like I just thought there was supposed to be Christian symbolism about Jesus crying blood. That's the way I looked at it.
I don't know.
Does it not look like Jesus crying blood? Is it just me?
Sorry, I was not listening. What?
I just thought
Does the picture look like Jesus was crying blood when he looks at it?
I'd have to see it again. I didn't pay much attention to the picture, to be perfectly honest with you.
Personally, I just thought it looked ugly, and it was just a kind of reflection of how he felt himself. He was literally melting away. I feel like every time I saw it, it just looked worse, but it didn't change. I just thought it looked ugly each time, but it's almost like his outlook and everything about a situation also was ugly or was worse every time.
Right, I'm gonna have to head off.
Are you gonna have to head off?
Yeah, because I've got work in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Well, whose pick is it?
Me.
Dan's.
Dan, what is your movie?
Tokyo Gore Police.
What? Speak with a bit more vigor,
Gore
please.
Police.
Tokyo Gore Police.
Tokyo
This
Gore
sounds
Police.
like it's going to be a shit show, but okay.
All right, this down first. Okay.
Tokyo Gore Police. 2008, huh?
Mm-hmm. I could only find it on YouTube.
Oh no, it has Yoshihiro in.
I'll see you later.
See you later.
I'm gonna
See
have
you
to
next
go
week.
as well.
Take care.
I've got to go because I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, no shit, Dan.
I'm fucking so tired.
Yeah, no, I'm probably going to go too. So I still feel like shit. And for some reason, my shoulder is fucked.
I went out today, like literally all day, and I'm just completely fucked.
That's what it does to you getting old.
I spent all day in bed.
What was that? What was that thing you said earlier? I just want to look it up. What's ludonarrative dissonance?
Yeah. it's hard to. I'm always bad at explaining it. It's like
What was it in the movie?
I can't even remember what I was connecting it to. Like, to be honest, I might have completely misused it in the moment.
Hmm.
But hang on, because yeah, I'm so bad at explaining it. I think it's basically just ignoring contrivances. I think, but like it's what's the word? It's I can't think of it. Hang on. Yeah, that's it. It's more used with video games because it's the conflict between a video game's narrative told through the story and then the narrative told through the gameplay. So like in a movie term, it would be the narrative told through, what you're being told in words and then what you're being shown in action kind of thing.
Yeah. I
So
prefer
for Oldboy, it would be.
I don't know. I wish I could remember when I used it. If I remember when I used it, I'd be able to say what I thought, or if I just fucking used it for no reason and it wasn't appropriate.
I feel like
because I do that a lot.
It's a good of both, honestly, because there's points where he's in prison and he's talking about the situation, but then in other situations, we're just watching what's happening and finding things out finding things out at similar times, but we're just watching and being told by what's happening rather than Morgan Freeman doing his nice exposition.
I mean, yeah, but that's not a conflict. That's just two different storytelling ways.
Oh, okay.
Like ludonarrative dissonance is specifically like the conflict between two things, like meaning one thing is telling you that he's happy and then the other thing's telling you he's sad. And you're like, well, how does this work? Like the classic example would be, something like Final Fantasy, where when your characters quote unquote die in battle, they just come back. And that's the gameplay. But then when a character dies in a cutscene, they actually die. And that's the dissonance between those two things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Simon, the name of the author is Sylvia Plath. Of the book she's reading.
Yeah. I can't remember the word that I was trying to think of. That is a easy way to say ludonarrative dissonance without saying it. Fuck.
Sorry, let's some random ones. If you remember, cut in, okay?
Well, I'll just describe what I mean. It's like when you, because it's similar to a contrivance. Basically, it's like when you ignore something for the sake of the story, kind of thing. There's a specific term that isn't contrivance, or something like that. But I can't think what it is.
Oh.
Gameplay versus just the story of the game. I guess it's like an RPGs where you can just choose your own adventure.
Oh no, I'm not even talking about games specifically, just story in general. There's a term. Oh, that's it. I remembered. It's not exactly what I was describing. It's when you suspend your disbelief. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
What you call it? So some random funny ones. Dae-soo, the actor for him, when during the drunk scene when he had the wings on, he was trying to do the moonwalk and he wanted the cameraman to follow his feet. His football, which I found funny. Him being on the 7.5 floor of the building was meant to be a reference to being John Malkovich, which someone was talking about at the start of the
Simon.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was because of that, but it just
was.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, he literally said about the being John Malkovich thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was correct or not. I was like, isn't that part of?
Well, yeah. That and then Alec confirmed it for you.
Okay, cool.
I've never seen it though, so it doesn't it means nothing to me.
Me neither.
Right. So Tokyo Gore Police is a horror sci-fi.
Indeed.
Are you off,
I'm
Ben?
gonna head off now.
Yeah, I think I probably will as well.
Okay.
That's all right.
Unless
Nice call,
you've got
Oldboy.
another one, Emmanuel.
No, yeah, nah. There's tons of stuff, but I didn't go through it before. Anyway,
Fair enough. All
let's-
right. Well,
can we-
it was good speaking to you all.
How am I even gonna watch this? It's not even on Amazon, man. Jesus.
Oh, I
What?
wonder. It would be terrible if you found
Yeah.
it somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay, so
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely not clicking this Pirate Bay. What? Shit, we're recording. Abort.
Okay, all right. Let's.
Oh,
all right,
how do I
wait.
stop? Wait. Oh, I should.
Recording. All right. All right. See you guys
I mean,
next
to be
time.
fair,
I
See
don't
you
think
later, man.
anyone's going to come after you for Tokyo Gore.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
No, they will. That'll be the one. I still remember when I got an email because of Disney. Like I'd been pirating for so long, and then just because I pirated